what should we do? All the jokes have become the news. Take the black pill they're prescribing you. Game over. Game over. Game over. Game over. There is nothing to say, nothing you can do. The government and media just lie to you. Sit back and laugh, it's overdue. Game over. Game over. Game over. Game over. The host is a cripple, he can't stand gravity or the man. Game over. Game over. Game over. Game over. The show is the chat Johnny doesn't understand. We don't care what he has planned. Game over. Game over. Game over. Game over.
Welcome, everybody. Hey, how you doing? Oh, I picked the bad shirt to wear today. I noticed right before the show I had like a zit thing on my collarbone, and now I look like shit. I'm kind of chillaxing. I'm trying to stay stressed. Trying to stay stress-free. Oh, and someone who's already at it, Alucard. He's on his second dose of his medication. So we'll see if that helps him. Because so far he's been insufferable. But yes, as you can hear him, he's busy getting out. You could the show just started. You could tone it down a notch. For all of us in the front row. Lexi saying hi, Al. Oh, well, Lexi's a big fan of Al. So Lexi says hi. I would say he's saying hello back, but I don't know how to read that body language, nor do I want to. I feel like reading that body language would be like accessing Kitty Karma Sutra, and I don't want that in my life. I don't want that strife in my life. I had yesterday's show being a pain in the booty hole, and I was willing to think it was just the show, but it just a stream of shit all day, including personal drama. Personal Wowcraft drama, like Hitted. Thank you. Hit that thumbs up. Hit the button. The real star of the show looking for his dog. Well, I mean, you might feel that way. I'll say this: we have a $40 goal, and if you want to throw in $40 for Al to hump the dog, I will say yes. Johnny, your shirt is the same color as your hair. That doesn't seem right. My shirt is the same color as my hair. My hair is dark brown. This is black and red. I feel like that might be a you thing. Let's go check over here. Hey, yeah, buddy. Good to see you. Good to see you. Go to the live section. Go to live, you dick. All right, there we go. Live. Yeah, I'm even looking at it in the restreams. It's not Johnny playing WoW tonight. Yes, whether or not I'm raiding, I don't know. There was drama in the guild. Like a guild, an online gaming guild is like 1 part job, 2 parts relationship. Like you're interacting with people, so you have to maintain those relationships. But you also have work that you have to do to accomplish the goals you want. So it's, like I said, anyways, our group split. So now we've got, some over here, some over there. Chair, clean your goggles. Oh my God, you're right. Your shirt is the same color as your chair. It wasn't even a reading the goggles thing. I read it out of the corner of my eye. You're right. My shirt and my chair are similar in color. Brian, I told you about my WoW guild drama. I mean, like back in the day, like this guild drama is just people didn't get along. So I guess people split. I tried to I guess I shouldn't have done this, but I tried to middle of the fence it and be like, oh, I'll just take one of my alts and go over there so I can keep in touch with those people, and I'll keep and apparently that branded me with them, I guess, and I was like, all right, well, whatever, well, since that's what I am, that's where I'm going. And so I moved over to the new guild. I don't know if we're starting our raiding next week or if we're going to continue with the raiding that we did this week tonight. One of the two. As for the October 4th thing, I think all of the streamers are still on board for that. So that WoW stream will still happen October 4th. Good afternoon, Johnny. Love the jersey, says MSO. Well, thank you, MSO. Glad you're here. You're a traitor! Not really. Not really. I mean, I guess in the sense that, like, I had friends that I enjoyed playing with that I made plans to continue playing with, and they're like, we're over here. We started our own group, and I'm like, all right, well, I'll join your group. That I didn't realize that was traitor material. But yeah, so it was just yesterday evening was drama filled, and the events of left me feeling very odd and out of place. So I didn't get a lot of sleep. Like I just not like, oh, I couldn't sleep, but just like, just fucking not like it used to be, Not like it used to be. Just had trouble falling asleep. Couldn't stop fucking thinking about stuff. Well, still helped me make a gearing plan tonight. Oh, dude, totally can. And the people I'm with will totally help with that. Johnny playing with his friends is different from when yeah, it's vastly different. We don't have like a hot tub or anything. It's all online, and that's where we kick it on the interwebs. Like cool people. What kind of drama happens in a WoW guild? Does someone get disowned if they haven't watched One Punch Man? No, not that. That'd be gay as hell. No, it's literally a WoW guild is a group of people that are working towards the group objectives. A lot of online games, MMOs in particular, have group objectives where you can't accomplish it as just one person. You need a party of people, and so that group now experienced some disagreement and has since fractured into now 2 smaller groups that will each grow on their own. Ooh, I love tubbing with the bros. Gotta stay 5 feet apart, though. What's the 5 feet apart do? You realize you're all sharing the water. So if any of you are misbehaving, you're all getting it. Like, if one of your friends is, shucking a mushroom, like, you're all in the broth, my friend. It's one soup. 5 feet apart makes it not gay. Brian, that is a complete lie. There is nothing about a hot tub that makes it not gay. It's called a hot tub. It's gay. Like, that's just a definitive defining factor. Wild Saffron sounds gay. Are you talking about the hot tub or are you talking about the Warcraft drama? Either way, like I said, it's just a thing. We've got a fully prepped show. Our lady Digger obviously not here today. She is returned to her vacation. She joined us yesterday on location. That may happen again next week. We'll see, but I don't think she'll be with us today or tomorrow. Like I said, we have a $40 goal. I'll link the PayPal and Venmo and Streamlabs and merch sites in all the chats for you guys, and we'll go from there. We'll try and run till 4:30, unless like we go completely balls to the wall dry on earning today. Then maybe we'll just maybe we'll cut it early. I don't know. We'll see. If I have to get a real job, things will have to change for sure. There's that linked in there and there. And there. All right. Pinned. And pinned. All right, 20 minutes till the end of the thing. Good. So, yeah, we're excited for the raiding stuff, and I'm doing the WoW raid on the 4th. I'll be re-editing my intro video thing for that, and we'll be putting stuff together and doing all that fun stuff. But yeah, for the show today, we have a lot of just like news stuff. Some of it's like, less than fun to talk about. No, most of it's not too bad. Like, kind of try to keep it mellow. It's getting towards the end of the week, and we're trying to have fun. Laughing my ass off about what, MSO? About Johnny, that link helps you understand the hot tub thing. Well, I told you I would play it, sir. I just needed a moment, and so there we go. I can grab it for you now. All right. That's the opposite of gaydar, says the clip. I don't know what about this. This is a chilling in a hot tub vine. Okay.
Two bros chilling in the hot tub, 5 feet apart 'cause they're not gay. Two bros chilling in the hot tub, 5 feet apart 'cause they're not gay.
I mean, again, you say that. No, you didn't. You said nothing. Well, I played it. What do you want from me? I hope there's an animal video. I think we have some stuff with animals. I mean, we can always try and find cute animal videos at the end. I have a story about an aggressive squirrel. Does that tickle your animal fancy? We've got an article about an aggressive squirrel that apparently looking for food has hurt 2 people and sent them to the ER. And so in California, they're like, be aware, danger squirrel. So, I mean, that's where it's at. It might be the Oxy. What? Who's on Oxy? Not me. I'm not on anything. I'm barely on caffeine. I've got caffeine boosted water. Like, so it's not even coffee. It's like coffee's younger, gayer nephew. Good day, mate, says Yanish. Well, good to see you, Yanish. Welcome to the show, buddy. We're hopefully going until 4:30. We have a funding goal of $40 after everything that happened yesterday on Rumble and Twitch. So thank you, firstly, for all of that. Thank you for all of that. And then, like I said, today's goal is $40. If we go over that, it goes into the morrow, and we just keep knocking it down. I really need to do another GoFundMe show, but we're holding off for Digger coming back, so we're postponing it. We should have done it technically either this Friday or maybe next Friday at the latest. But yeah, we're going to postpone it week after next. Because, again, she is out of town. We want to wait for her to come back. The squirrel is nuts. He might be out of nuts. I mean, he was definitely out of nuts because he was on the hunt for food. That's what we're being told. Whether or not he is nuts or just in some sort of weird hunger-driven frenzy, we'll find out. That's a third-hour story. We can move that forward if we need to. Ooh, and I got a story and I think a video about the Long Island orange lobster. If you hadn't heard, there was a lobster in an aquarium tank that had gotten caught and spared his fate, unlike other lobsters, solely because he's so bright orange. He's literally like Donald Trump spray tan orange, and so a lot of people wanted him to be saved for that reason. So, and we've got that story, an update on them and what's going on with him. I got a sinkhole in Bangkok. We got rap concerts doing what happens at rap concerts. I got people facing off with college kids, particularly Megyn Kelly. Isn't she a lawyer? I think she's a lawyer. She's also smoking hot. So we'll play that clip for funsies. Homeland Security made a video, and I didn't get to play it yesterday. They made a video that I both find funny and but like morbidly funny, but hilarious all the same. And we'll see if you guys like that. We'll talk about the government shutdown thing. There's a guy who's saying these people claiming the rapture's going to happen are making Christians look bad. Where would you get that idea? And there's clips with that, so we'll play that, and that'll be fun. And then we've got, for our first hour stuff, we're doing, we got a story about an HBO documentary coming up out the get. You'll get booted if you play the... Oh, dang it, Brian. God dang it, I will. That sucks. Aliens. What about Aliens Fallen? I wanted to play them. Was it Homeland Security or ICE? I don't remember who it was. I don't have the story right in front of me. I have my first hour stuff loaded. Homeland Security or ICE put together a video of them arresting people with the Pokemon theme, Gotta Catch 'Em All. And that was funny. Magic 8 Ball, what? No girls on trampolines? Dude, the man show's been dead for a while. Girls on trampolines hasn't been a thing for a long time. The man show's been dead for a while. Jimmy Kimmel lit its memory on fire and then pissed on the ashes, and the ashes have dried out. Like, that's how far we are past it. There better be no goddamn... Oh, he's saying there better be no...
The goddamn robots, John!
I don't think I have any stories about...
The goddamn robots, John!
I mean, I have a thing about the Dallas shooter, not...
The goddamn robots, John!
Let's see. Yeah, I don't... Well, I have to ditch the Homeland Security video. So, I mean, I can look for stories about...
The goddamn robots, John!
But I don't think I have any at the moment. Robots on trampolines. Who's fired, says King Kong Dong. Well, the under fired thing is because of the overarching theme of the show. We're going to talk about the shooter for the ICE incident. We're going to talk about people getting flack for stuff. And we're going to talk about Megyn Kelly facing off with a kid. What is it? The people getting assaulted at a rap concert. So under fired was just kind of the idea. Oh, and the government shutdown thing. Donald Trump threatening firings. I'm weird on this one. I'm not like, good, fire all the government employees. Can we fire the government employees that are causing the shutdown because they won't get the budget approval? Because, like, it's just the whole thing of it. The budget approval isn't going through because they're making political sticking points that they're like, no, my personal policies, so I'm going to be a stick in the mud about this. And meanwhile, at the truth and the heart of it all is they all want the budget to be passed with their own little bills and their own little pork and their own little deals shoved in there. And I just kind of feel like you guys are deliberately doing this to like, oh, it's going to be a government shutdown. Like, can we fire these people? Like, can those people be fired unilaterally? Like, if we reach the point where you guys can't do your job, part of which is agreeing on a budget, you can't work it out, well, then we need to get rid of you. I'll keep my ICE jokes to a minimum. No, I kind of expected your ICE jokes. Actually, King Kong Dong will need your ICE jokes more than ever because now I don't have Digger to bounce off of. So, you do you. Did you ever get a YouTube membership to Steel Toe Morning Show? I used to have one back in the day, and I haven't had one for a while. And I'll be honest, lately, when I'm not doing the Steel Toe Morning Show, I'm busy working on stuff. Right now, I'm trying to get assistances, and I might finally have some sort of caseworker system that we'll have set up here so I can get a housing thing figured and set up, living in a better situation. Taking care of a cat, been taking him to a vet, getting meds for him, doing a lot of stuff. I kind of am generally busy in the morning, so I sleep in later than I would if I'm doing the show, and then I'm just going, so I don't get around to listening to the show. So I would say no. Bummer, says Magic 8 Ball. No Dong Watch is still on. What? I don't know what No Dong Watch is. They want to tie a fuckload of medical stuff to the budget. Who is they, Brian? Everybody says, like, they want to do this, they want to do that. You're saying the Democrats or the Republicans? Either way, I'm not against the federal firings. I just really feel like the people being fired because of the fucking budget shit, the firing threat that Trump's making, the Dems. I kind of figured the Dems, but thank you for clarifying. Again, the people getting fired, I feel like have way less to do with the government shutting down than the people who shut down the government. Those people I'd like to see fired. The people who are like, no, I want this one thing and I don't get what I want, so no. And it's like, all right, well then you're fired. Again, the same people are like, I refuse to work. Like politicians have the easiest fucking job in the world. All the time they get off, they get to just not do their job and they don't get fired. I don't know, man. People are telling me government can be smaller, and shit like this happens, and I'm like, you know what? You might be right. The tubers tried grifting me membership this morning, and 50 memberships later, still no membership. Yes, I have gift on. Well, I'm sorry. Fallen the Great, gotta spay them all. I mean, are we talking cats or legal? I feel good about that joke, even as I said it. Shut it down, fire everyone, it's all a waste. Redman, I don't completely agree with that statement, but I am getting more to that side of the line. These continual shutdown things happen where I'm like, all right, clearly there's a lot of this that we don't need to keep our day-to-day life running. So how about, since we're going to shut it down again, how about we just get rid of all the parts that don't operate in the shutdown? And we just keep it as is. Anyone need a kitten? I have some. I will have some soon. My cat is Prego. Well, congratulations. It's all pro wrestling at the end of the day. I agree, Carlos Ramirez, but that's 421 here, so I'll be lurking, but still listening. But thank you for coming in, lurking. It's awfully early. I'll do an early morning burn for you for that. Keep the volume down if you need to go to sleep. But thanks for lurking and being part of the program. We have 3 hours left to go on this thing, so if you want to throw in, PayPal, Venmo, Streamlabs, and all those are pinned at the top. I'll check those as we go. Otherwise, we have the Twitch, the YouTube, and the Rumble. Hoping to knock out that $40. I'm here now. Start your boners. Labglass, I'm sorry I didn't catch that comment a little bit sooner. Were we supposed to wait? I didn't know. If I tried hosting a shutdown at my work, I'd be fired so quick. Right, but that's my point with all of this. With, you can be a congressman, but you can be absent from votes, and you can recuse yourself from doing. You can pretty much not do your job, but you get to keep it. Like, oh, they voted for you. Like that. No, but you don't work. You should be booted. We tried getting rid of the unnecessary government workers, but the Trump administration received too much money and had to ignore most of the cuts. Yeah, it's not even the administration. It's the whole government. Like, the one beautiful thing about the Doge shit is that whether he meant to do it or not, Donald Trump pointed out the entire problem with the government. We can point out, line up, and just put all the wasteful spending in a box, but they will vote to cut none of it. And we're boned because of it. So yeah, the government shutdown, I'm not worried about the government shutdown, but like I said, when it comes to firings, I'm like, can we take those a little bit higher up? Wild Saffron saying, as an experienced lurker, you're not lurking. If you acknowledge, you are lurking. LOL. Good to see you, Wild Saffron. I'm hoping we'll see our girl in the chat. She's got a lot going on today. She's hanging out with her dad and getting around to other stuff. But I'm hoping we'll see her pop up in the chat. Would be super duper nice. The government don't work hard. Then is General Biden looking 100? Not quite sure. The government shutdown sucks to be off grid. Oh wait, never mind. Oh. That's what I just need to have working legs and live in the woods. Just a working pair of kickers, and I'll just go build a house. I can be your boo, says King Kong Dong. Sure, for $40, just throw that in the YouTube chat. You'll be my boo for the show. Doge cuts were like being a guildmaster, seeing someone not being online for 6 months, but you can't kick them because they are a friend of the wife. Yeah. It's like that's a very very nice way to put it, Mussolini Div. It's like seeing something you can totally get rid of, but you're obligated to keep it. You could function without it. In fact, you'd be better off if you did get rid of it, but you're obligated to keep it. I got to keep the shirt like pitched back because that's driving me nuts. It happened right before the show, and I noticed that there. So bad. All right. So we're set up to go for 3 more hours. We haven't gotten into any of our stuff, so we'll be covering a bunch of stuff like that. We are already kind of talking about the government shutdown and the Trump firings. So since we're already in on that, we'll just grab that one from the second hour now and throw that in there to do as well. So this is, again, this is the Washington Post, so obviously they're going to have some slants in here, so we'll just read it creatively and get all the facts. President Donald Trump's administration instructed federal agencies Wednesday night to prepare for mass layoffs if the government shuts down on October 1st after federal funding runs out. The memo for the White House Office Management and Budget directs agencies to consider firing employees working on any program that is not funded by another law, such as Republicans' One Big Bill Act enacted in July, and which does not align with the president's priorities. Once government funding is reinstated after the shutdown, agencies should revise their plans to keep only the smallest number of employees necessary to legally operate, the memo says. Any such layoffs would add to the sweeping reductions in the federal workforce initiated this year under the U.S. DOGE service. Again, DOGE didn't do anything. You guys refused to vote any of that shit in. The memo says DOGE offered to pay federal employees through September 30th to leave their jobs, although some agencies have since tried to rehire workers over concerns that the personnel cuts made it difficult to perform some functions. The directives increase pressure on congressional Democrats, who have insisted they will not support a funding extension through November 21st if Republicans do not agree to their demands on health care. However, Democrat leaders indicated Wednesday night that the memo does not change their calculations. Again, I'm sorry, can we get rid of the Republicans and the Democrats in the Senate and the House, the ones creating these problems? We won't vote on this unless we get what we want. That's not a democracy. That's a dictatorship. You're holding a fucking gun to my head. They play this shutdown game every year. Oh, no, the government might shut down. Whatever shall we do? I know. Stop paying taxes. I'm on your page, Wild Saffron. That's where I'm at. I'm like, oh, the government's going to shut down? On the one hand, I agree with the memo that Trump's putting out of all right, so these people that are being laid off, let's just fire them. Okay, fine. But let's take that up a couple notches. Let's fire a lot of people. Let's tone down government a lot. Let's start taking away government's responsibilities and oversights on people a lot. Let's go back to that whole reinstating freedoms thing. Every year they do this every 4 months. Yeah, by the way, the one that we're looking at now, the government funding runs out on October 21st. If they pass a temporary budget thing or whatever, if the budget thing passes, then we're good till November sometime. So October 1st, and then we're good till November 21st. So in 2 months, we're back at this fucking door again, and they all want their own bullshit in there. Brazzers saying, good afternoon, fellow gooners. I don't know what a gooner is, so I'm going to say I am not a gooner. I don't know what that is. I am unaware. Knight, says Magic 8 Ball, was given a shot of morphine in the hospital last night. Was not impressed. This show makes me feel better. I'm glad the show's making you feel better, Magic 8 Ball. I hope you recover. Having to be given a shot of morphine must mean some serious shit's going on. I hope you are doing okay. Do the government shutdowns have any impact on insider trading? Sorry, stupid question. Oh, absolutely not. Johnny, you aren't a gooner. I'm a gooner, but I know you aren't. You don't even like porn. Yeah, I don't really care for porn. I like, I'm one of these weird guys that it's if I'm going to get sexy, if I'm going to get sexy, I want to have sexy sex. I kind of really want there to be a person, a female involved. And so If I'm not in that situation where I have an attractive, willing female to participate with, I'm very likely not going to engage in anything. It's just not that. What does porn do? I guess some people use it for spank bank material, buddy. I have tried and used it a few times, but it's not really for me. If gooning to Johnny is cool, then call me Miles Davis. I don't think it's cool. I don't even know what gooning is. You're using a term I don't understand. Ozone clone. I want a female involved. Have you thought of ditching those glasses? If you want a female involved, have you thought of ditching those glasses? Hey, the female that I'm trying to get involved loves the glasses, so no. In fact, you're making a very funny joke about using the glasses on the show, which I decided to do for a couple of different reasons. I know I've made fun of it in the past of people wearing sunglasses while streaming, but I've decided to do this for a couple of different reasons. One, I like the reflection thing. Children of the porn, says Magic 8 Ball. Well, let's not. Let's not do Children of the Porn. Good afternoon, Green Ghost, says Los Federale. Hey, Los Federale, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. We're going for another 3 hours. We are talking about the Trump firings if the government isn't funded through the 1st of October. I want the firings on the one hand. I also feel like those people aren't necessarily responsible for the government funding thing. I'd really like politicians to be punished for doing bad jobs. I'd like them to be fired for not going to work. I'd like politicians to be treated like any other employee at any other job. You're supposed to show up. You're supposed to do work. They should have performance reviews. They shouldn't be in charge of their own freaking pay wage. They shouldn't get to decide whether or not they need a raise. That should be up to us. Do they deserve a raise? Have they done a job good enough? Again, I feel like for all of the stuff they do, the term public servant, it's more like publicly served. The public serves them. I don't like it. Trump and Daddy Elon are talking again. Yeah. That's just because Elon's got a boner for going to Mars. Seriously, I guarantee you that's all Elon cares about at this point. You're right, buddy. Way too soon to start the show. What? It's not too soon to start the show. It's a good time to start the show. We're a half hour in. We've had our banter. We've had our warm-up. Officer Krepke, speaking of porn, I didn't need to know that. How's Digger's shoot doing? I'm still going to arrest her. She's not on a porn shoot, you weirdo. She's out visiting her family. How could you take something so wholesome and make it so dirty? Are you allowed to arrest people over state lines? I don't think that's a thing. Too soon to start the show is 6 a.m., says Mussolini Diff. Yeah, I agree with that. I am not a 6 a.m. guy. And my MS is making me less and less of a let's get up and do this 6 a.m. guy. Balls Deep with $2 saying let's start the show. Thank you for that, Balls Deep. Do we count that in there? Where are we at? Oh, we do. We do count that. So we're down to 35 now, and now the YouTube cumulative fund is at 0, and we go 35. There we go. Mussolini Diff, I have feet paddles for when my left hand. Oh, dear Lord. Visiting her fam. Great cover story, says Lexi. Dude, she broadcasted live from visiting her fam yesterday. I if it's a cover story, she went all out. Oh, so no, that's gross. That's gross, King Kong Tong. Even as a joke, I'm ashamed. AJ blamed Alucard for his... What? Alucard? Go, Alex. Go, Alex. Get your Adolf on. Dude, why did he blame Alucard? Dang, missed Digger yesterday. Bricks Gaming. Yeah, Digger was on yesterday, Bricks Gaming. And Bricks Gaming, just so you know, my guild that I was in kind of performed a long story short, little splitzer-rooney, and so now I'm in an offshoot of that guild, and some of those people might be interested in participating in the October 4th event. I'm going to be linking the edited video that I make in your Discord and in that Discord, and we might have a couple people from there. And our buddy Brian the Science might be able to come heal too if we can get geared up in time. Her stepmom can't. No, Brian. Wait, yes, that was her stepmom. Shit. The fact that it was her stepmom does not help that whole narrative. Bricks gaming, more like bricked up gaming. What are you talking about? It's a good time. Don't be a dick. Oh, sorry to hear. That always sucks when that happens. Yeah, apparently. Here's the thing. I hadn't been playing WoW for a while. I didn't realize there were some tensions. They reached a critical point right as I came back. Oddly timed. Mussolini saying the entire country of Canada is an asylum inadvertently. Dick? Nah, that's a compliment. What? Bricked up gaming? I didn't know. I didn't know that's a compliment. See, that's where we are. The Gooners thing. Now this. I just don't speak any of the lingo anymore. How fucking out of touch am I? Jesus. I need to just start hanging out on like fucking park benches and stuff, just listening to people talk so I can learn what the kids are saying. And that's a phrase I never thought of. What the kids are saying. Johnny's getting old. I don't want to. It seems like that might be true, though. I am not happy about that. I do not. Is it Friday yet? Lexi, no, Friday's tomorrow. We will have a Friday. We will have a Friday first thing tomorrow. I'm going to say this. Is it Friday yet? I don't want it to be Friday just yet because I still need to make another $35. So I'm not going to want it to be Friday just yet. We'll open our apps on the phone and then put the phone back down and move on to some other show stuff. Let's go grab that. I do hope our lady decides to join us in the chat, but she does have family stoofs. So depending on what free time she has, she said she may stop by in the chat. Johnny thinks his glasses are aura farming. Not really. Here's what I think about the glasses. I spent a lot of money on them. I love the fuck out of them. They actually, it actually helps to kind of darken things around my eyes. It makes it easier for me to read. So I'm kind of all right with it. I've realized that I either my MS or just being down, when I'm in full sunlight, my eyes don't adjust as well. Gizzani finna risen. What? Gizzani finna be risen on Dizigger bra or some shit, yo. I wouldn't say that's happening soon. Johnny thinks his glasses. Johnny's eating? No. Well, why would you say I'm eating? What am I eating? Eating my microphone. You aren't officially old unless you remember waking up early every Saturday morning to watch cartoons. I do. I remember waking up Saturday mornings to watch the Mech Warrior cartoon. Me and my brother set alarms. We got up early to watch Mech Warrior. Or no, it wasn't Mech Warrior. It was Battletech. The cartoon was Battletech. Can we... That's so old. I got to be able to play that without anyone getting pissed, right? Battletech. Oh, yes. You just type Battletech. The first thing is cartoon. Battletech cartoon. Battletech gameplay PC UHD. I don't care about that. Battletech Mech Warriors strategy. Nope. How to play Battletech. Battletech in 7 minutes. I don't care about Battletech. I want the cartoon. No, where's... I literally searched... No, it said gameplay. Screw you, I don't want gameplay. I clicked the one that said cartoon. Why did you change what I was searching? Cartoon. Where, here we go. There's, episode 1 remastered. Dear Lord. This shit is so bad. The Gathering Storm. Can you tell that it was like the early 90s?
Attention, Somerset. I am Star Colonel Nikolai Malthus of the Jade Falcon clan. A full trinary stands ready to conquer your planet.
And again, like, this is the weird part, okay? So, Battletech...
Is this some kind of...
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I'm sitting here to talk about, like, the cartoons of my youth and our ladies back. Let's go over here. You discovered... Get my foot and put them down. Mussolini Diff, I'm old then. I got up for Looney Runes. Looney Runes? Looney Runes? I've heard of Looney Tunes. Is there a there's a Looney Runes. Is that like Scottish? Is it like a I can't even do like a Scottish Porky Pig. I was trying to come up with one, but I couldn't. Let's see. There was also Robotech and Transformers. Robotech. Okay, yeah, no, I remember Robotech now. Yeah, no, I didn't watch that one as much. It was for me and my brother, it was Battletech. Like they didn't. Let's see if I can find it here. Where do they? Yep. All right, the reason that me and my brother got into it because we loved the games and stuff. But like in terms of like, and this is how bad it was back in the day. So they really wanted to add 3D animation to 2D animation when they did Battletech. This is how they did it.
Very well, Kristen. I shall dispense with these inner sphere serats alone. Now switching to enhanced imaging.
Enhanced imaging.
Let's show these creeps what kind of mech warriors we turned out at the academy.
This was a syndicated national morning cartoon. And when this aired, this was, oh my God, look what they've done with the cartoons. I was wake up in the 80s to watch cartoons. Yeah, dude, I got up, me and my brother, I would say when... God, I don't even know when it aired. It's definitely definitely early 90s. Mech Warrior 2, 21st Century Combat, still greatest mech game of all time. I agree with you wholeheartedly, Los Federales. I love that. What was it, Mech Warrior 5 that just came out a while ago? I didn't care for that with the whole, like, you have to have AI pilots and steer them and control them and manage the whole wing. Like, no. The beautiful thing about Mech Warrior was having pilots that could handle themselves and yourself, or multiplayer with your friends. Like, you don't want to be managing everybody. Just remember Reboot and Transformers Beast Wars. I remember both of those, Mussolini Diff. Reboot in particular was a good one. Make sure you get all the metal bits out before you cook it. Those spy birds are full of tech. What? Oh, Mr. Q-Digger, I'm going to waste some of your precious Canadian Air Force. I'm going to waste some of your precious Canadian Air Force as I go goose hunting on Saturday morning. Well, hey. Goose hunt away, my friend. This was after that one Simpsons episode, right? Stolen catalytic converter. Oh my God, wow. Ugh, amazing. Right? It was so great for a Saturday morning cartoon. We got up early to watch this shit.
So these are the warriors of the inner sphere.
We got up early. We set alarms. Like, other people in the house were asleep. We got our own cereal together, and just me and my brother just sat and watched this cartoon. Because we're these kinds of nerds. Oh no, he lost his leg! Oh, that hits in a really bad way that I didn't expect years later. That aged poorly for me.
I'm okay. but my
No.
mech's finished.
You're not okay. You've fallen and you can't get up. Rusty Grammar. Whoa, stop the tape. When did Canada get a military beyond the goosen? Well, that's the goose that we're talking. The geese are the military. That's what we're talking about. Mr. Q said he's going after the Canadian Air Force. Geesen, whatever. Geese. I think goose is. No, I think it's just geese. I think geese. Like a Canadian goose. And then geese. The N or the ES doesn't fit. Mussolini, if I wholeheartedly agree, the Canadian Air Force is just a bunch of Canadian geese. Yikes, get that guy a cannot stand y'all shirt. The cannot stand y'all shirt, one of the many amazing things on the merch site. I got to add some more shirts to that, including my own These Colors Don't Run. The merch store available, streamlabs.com/merch. He's talking, of course, about this shirt. Amazing in black, red, blue, as Digger has it. What is that? Midnight navy, and then, of course, desert pink. Somebody requested pink, so we did desert
Last time
pink.
I checked, we don't have a whole lot of songs that feature the cowbell.
I gotta have more cowbell, baby.
There was a break-in at the wig factory. Police are combing the area.
Let's grab that cowbell. Thank you. I am Walter, subscribing for 45 months. Roll a little cowbell for our buddy Walter. A break-in at the wig factory. Police are combing the area. Dad jokes. Hell, if you want to put in dad jokes with $1 or $2 and get this whole thing knocked out, that'd be beautiful. Thank you very much. Let's go cowbell for I am Walter 13. Cowbell coming in for you. Hey-o. There we go. Uh-oh, got to put the volume back up. I got one of those shirts. It's awesome. Dude, all of my shirts are awesome. They're comfy as hell. I gotta find can't find my Digger Lover shirt. I was looking for it the other day. I couldn't find it. I wanted it for today and I can't find it. I thought it'd be in the hamper where I put all my clean laundry. Nope, not in there. So it's got to be somewhere. I got to find it. It's mooses, says Wild Saffron. I don't think isn't the plural of moose just moose? I grew up by Oxlip. That's a weird place to grow up. Minnesota by Oz, where we were the moosin'. You went moosin'? I'm so confused. All of this disinformation and misinformation has me reeling. Information about what? The plural of moose is meese. Red Scooper, I don't think the plural of moose is meese. That one's fun. I like that one. That one's nice. We haven't even gotten into our stories and stuff. Like, we've tried to cover the shutdown stuff. This is brilliant. But we haven't really gotten into our stories very much. Very fun. Hiya, Wild Hun. Hope you had a good visit. Yeah, and I think she's hoping the same for you. It'd be great if you're back next week, but, you know, the plural of moose is meese, says Digger. I see, this is the worst part. Like, I want to believe her, but it sounds so weird. I'm going to look it up. Plural of moose. Ha! The correct plural of moose is moose. Like sheep or deer, moose is a word where the singular and plural forms are identical. The word moose comes from an Algonquin language, not Old English, which is why it doesn't follow the traditional goose to geese pattern of English plurals. So there you go. You were wrong, Digger. Oh, Johnny, you looked it up, LMAO. Yes, I looked it up. I wasn't going to take it. You tried to convince me that islands float, and you got scarily close. And so now I trust but verify. I trust but verify. LOL. Hello, Alice Smith. Good to see you. We are live on Kick, Twitch, YouTube, Rumble. 4 platforms. Kick, the newest one. Hope you're having fun in there. If you say it, it's on the screen. How's your day going? My day is going pretty good. Personal drama stuff made life feel weird. Like in one of those, like when you have something happen and you just like for example, like say you're riding in the back of a car and you're in a car accident. The surreal feeling you have of like I didn't have anything to do with this, but all of this stuff has happened around me, and now I don't know how to process. It's weird. That's amazing. Islands don't float, don't fall for it. However, mountains are in the air. Rexstar parody. The plural of chin is Imholt. I didn't know that. KK, gotta go do hard labors at the church. Be well, kids. Well, Digger, thanks for joining us. You have yourself a Merry Christmas. We're looking at $35 to fully fund today, and everything else goes into tomorrow. So let's move into some shows. I got this one the other day. I don't know how to feel about it. HBO does a lot of documentaries. You can say they lean whatever way. I'm not really here to change your opinion on that. How long have you been streaming? I started at 1. So about an hour? About an hour. We've been at it for an hour today. Under my umbrella, All right, yeah, all right. Have fun, Digger. Howdy ho, Johnny Chan says Taste Fairy. Good to see you, Taste Fairy. Welcome to the show. And, of course, let's catch up with the Rumble chat. Hey, Digger, hope you're having fun. Sorry, Digger, it's okay to be wrong, says Bricks Gaming. Matt proved that mice are meese on Savage Thoughts one night because that aren't mammalian, just computer accessories. So he means computer mice. All right. South Central Pennsylvania was great. Spent 6 days and didn't see one rainbow. Gay flag. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you didn't have to deal with that. Even the cordless ones. Oh, especially the cordless ones. Lots of horse-drawn carriages, though. So you were in Amish country. Okay, corded or cordless, still meese. Yeah, it's meese either way. If you don't want to see them in Maryland, gotta drive far west. Can't you just go really fast? I imagine horses get tired out. Mennonite country. Yes, people were so nice. It was beautiful. Yeah, that is one thing I hear about the Mennonites. Like, they know they live outside of time in a weird way.
Look at all the wieners.
Thank you, Lab Glass, for the 100 bits and the wiener sticker. Is this where I have to line up for it for you? There you go. Is it supposed to be? Yeah. Do you stream for fun only? I mean, do you stream occasionally? I know, Alice Smith. I'm sorry. I was taking the piss. You're our first actual Kick person because we just added Kick. I started streaming. Fuck it. Let's go to. I started streaming what? It's gonna be hard to tell this story. Lab Glass is gonna put a lot of perverted stickers on the screen. I started streaming 4 years ago. Yeah. Like 4 years ago, I started streaming. Nope, 5 years ago, because it's 2025 now. And so this summer, it'll be up to 6, because it was in 2019. Either way, I started streaming in 2019. I'm a gamer and a cripple, and I got put in... Why did that sound like Family Guy? Why did that sound like they were from Family Guy? But yes, I got put. I see what I mean. Like my train of thought is getting derailed constantly by the stickers. I put a what kind of games do you play? We'll get to that. I put a lot of time and effort into a relationship, and I was an at-home handicapped person. I started trying to get out and do more. I got into doing a radio show with Aaron Imholt called the Steel Toe Morning Show. And from there, it grew into doing streaming in my afternoons because I was doing DJ work and comedy stuff. The MS has gotten worse. Now I'm not kind of there. What kind of games do you play? A lot of MMOs, big into World of Warcraft. I'm a huge World of Warcraft fan. I also like real-time strategies. I don't do a whole lot of gameplay streaming anymore. I did when I first started on Twitch, in particular. I did a lot of like horror reaction games where people could throw stickers like that up. Twitch kind of died down, so there you go. John, we have 3 minutes for that hype train on Twitch, and I love that I just got slapped with a focus sticker from Fettuccine El Pupu, because the whole reason I can't focus is because of the stickers. Johnny is a Make-A-Wish child whose dream it was to become a streamer with friends of ill repute, including myself. That's half true. Have you ever tried Phasmophobia? No, but I've heard about it. Sounds interesting. Never played it. I did the Resident Evil series and other stuff. Like I say, back in the day, like the re-release Resident Evil series. I did game streaming. If you want to go find, I'm not going to pull it up again today, but if you want to go find my YouTube channel that still exists, that still has its original content. I did some game streaming on that way back in the day on an Xbox. I was incredibly fat. God Cervante, hey, what's up? Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Okay, so Todd and Wadena County specifically, they only read the newspaper once a week and don't participate in the madness. That's actually probably a good way to be, Rusty Kramer. Seems like you are Scary Cat. No. See what I mean, Ella? God servant. Hey, what's up? Really enjoyed the stream. Would love to connect. My Discord is Silver Lionel. See, that's a bot. The games I play are similar to what Aaron plays, which leads to the question, why are you gay? That channel was back when Johnny could stand. That is true. It's when I could stand and apparently eat. Because boy, was I chunky. Now I got to lift my legs myself, and the exercise keeps me thin and fit. So what do I complain? Why would I complain? I'm in Wadena County, says Mr. Q. Well, who was talking about Todd and Wadena County specifically? They only read the newspaper. I think he's Mr. Q. I think he's talking about
Here comes a train, a busy little train, rushing up and down on the daisy line.
There we go again.
Mummies and daddies, the grandpas and the grannies, everyone's aboard on the 809. Here comes the train, and here comes Private Two. Hey! Here it comes, here it comes, here comes the train today. Here comes the train!
Ella Smith, I'm sure. By the way, do you accept offers? I can't afford to pay people for work, so I make my stuff. I make my stuff myself. I make my songs.
A cripple needs a crib.
I cut my clips and all that other shit. Like that logo up there, I made that. That's not even a real sponsor. That's a thing we do. So I appreciate the offer. I'm sure you're probably a way better designer than me, but then I can't really afford to pay people stuff. So yeah, I kind of just do it myself. It's cheaper. I'm a handicapped person supplementing part of his income through this. So that's how we do it. Because I got my job 4 years ago yesterday. I was listening to you when I worked FedEx. Oh, King Kong Dong putting me at 4? No, putting at 5.
I've never been on live television before because I'm a kid, and apparently Grandpa just gives me a remote after we watch the Powerball. I just freak out.
I love that one. All right, so I got to get the doctor ready to go. I got to clean this thing out really, really well. I got to get the doctor ready to burn here because we've got 56%, 3 minutes left in level 1 on this hype train. Thank you, Lab Glass and others, for that, helping kick that further forward. Thank you, Fettuccine El Pupu with the goat sticker. Woo, doctor run. Yeah, the doctor run. I hope Digger's still here. She really loves that. She thinks they say num 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 na nuts. And you can't. I love this because I've told her, like, no, that's not. I told her that's not what they're saying. She refuses. She refuses to believe it's anything but num 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 na nuts. And she thinks they're saying that Mudang is saying num 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 na nuts. And she's very happy about it. And I love her, so I let it slide. But dear Lord, that's stupid. Like, I mean, just listen. It's not saying that at all. I don't even know where you would get such a blasphemous idea. All right, so let's set that up. By the way, check the Venmo, says Labglass. I certainly will. Thank you, Labglass, for your support of the program. I gotta burn the bowl clean here so it'll pull through properly. Which, by the way, these aren't even hits. These don't count. This is just getting it cleaned out so it'll operate properly. Although I got to lean forward because of the fan. Labglass is trying to do this trade on his own. Well, St. Caesar, if you feel bad about that, and you should, throw a couple bucks in on Twitch, or YouTube or Rumble. It all counts. It all goes forward. And we'll do the Venmo right now. 45. Your daddy lab. Well, thank you. So that means because we're 35 there, 45. So that cuts us down to tomorrow's goal at 55, and we'll add up the Twitch and Rumble and YouTube after the show to see where we land on that. So that's tomorrow's goal, and then we'll keep track of anything else we have over on YouTube and Rumble and Twitch. Beautiful. All right, waiting for my Prime to expire. Expires today. That doesn't count, just so we're clear, say Caesar. If you throwing in your Prime again, it doesn't count the same as, like, gifting a sub or participating in the train. Like, I'm waiting for it to expire so I can renew it. It's kind of auto-renewed because it's your Prime sub, so it stays where it is until you change it. So we're in, and I appreciate that support. How do I explain this? Your Prime sub just exists. Like, you pay for Prime. If I don't exist, you're going to still pay for Prime. You're still going to have the sub. It can go to anybody. And I appreciate that it goes to me. I just you know what? Not worth covering. Not worth talking about. We were talking.
In and out. Animal style, in and out. You got an animal style, in and out, in and out. Animal style, in and out.
Yeah, that very good point, Labglass with Drippo. Thank you. That hype train finishing at level 2. I forgot to check where. Or did it? I don't know. Did it finish at 2 or 1? I can't. Waiting for my. I can explain it, Johnny. Oh, well, then you explain it, King Kong Tong. It's one of those where your sub doesn't fucking matter from Prime. I mean, it does. It's not that it doesn't. It's just, again, if you're gonna be like, hey, this guy thinks he can do this train by himself or whatever, like fucking throw in. You can throw in a 10-bit sticker. It's not that it doesn't count. It's just overall. It's been said, but again, talking to a wall. We're going for 3.5 hours. We had a great time with that hype train. Thank you very much. We'll do a doc burn here. They named a pro-abortion documentary on HBO, The Devil is Busy. So I don't know a good way to transition from the hype train into that, but that was one of the things I wanted to it's very, very ballsy. I am curious about this this documentary because fuck, it's an unfiltered look inside an Atlanta women's health clinic through the eyes of those who protect it. Like, I don't know if you guys understand. The devil is busy when you're talking about an abortion clinic. Sounds more like you're implying that the devil's running the abortion clinic. But you guys, wait a minute, what? I'm reading about this, and I'm sorry, I just got thrown. By protect, they mean those pesky Christians who want to save babies and keep people away. They really believe that the devils are people who want to protect children from being poisoned and dismembered in the womb. Wait a minute. What? Is this... No offense. No offense. Like, I get we live in bizarro world. You guys cannot seriously be telling me that when you talk about an abortion clinic and you use the title "The Devil is Busy," you're assuming and implying the devils are the people asking you not to kill children.
Last time I checked, we don't have a whole lot of songs that feature the cowbell.
I gotta have more cowbell, baby.
Happy to year anniversary Johnny thoughts. If this happens in Avengers,
You tell
really
the
short
guests
clip
they're gonna be protesters at the bottom of the hill. Don't stop, drive past them.
www.youtube.com/shorts/4rappq4
Before I send them in,
0.
I look in their eyes. I say to them, you're safe now. I'm amazed by the work that we do here. Deep breaths in and out.
All right, I don't know that I want to be airing this. I'm amazed by the work that we do here. Look, if you're providing birth control and family planning stuff, but I'm amazed by the work that we do here. You mean when some lady comes in and goes, hey, I was taking a whole bunch of unprotected loads last night and I really don't want this to come to term. It's fine to do a documentary about this, but calling that documentary "The Devil is Busy," it's so on the nose. I'm like, it's got to be a psyop, right? It's got to be a psyop. Gurmy, yes, it does. Don't forget to drop a like, repost, and follow, says Bricks Gaming. Yes, drop the likes, repost, follow. Dear Butch, gross. Abortion clinics, the Vampire Cafe. Oh. Dear Butch, I like that one too. You just cancel it and it expires, so it doesn't automatically renew. Okay. It's again, this has been an ongoing battle with the whole. It's just, I don't mind if people, like, some people contribute more than others, and I'm not here to shame people for what they do or don't contribute to the program. I don't like people who call out others or do things like that when they don't regularly contribute. It's just like, just keep it to yourself. Seems fair. All right, so I can't fucking pick a lane today. I'm gonna drop out on that. I don't think any of us are dying to watch the rest of that preview. Oh dear Lord. And the people from the comments think the abortion clinic is doing the Lord's work. God bless these women and the work they do. Abortion is healthcare, no matter what anyone else says.
100. No, I feel guilty.
Abortion is healthcare? I mean, tell that to the aborted fetus. I feel like their health was not cared for. Now, if we're talking like the pregnancy was atopical and it's putting the baby and the mother's life at risk, or if the kid has a horrible birth defect, these are things we can discuss. But I feel like, and pardon me for using this phrase, you guys are throwing the babies out with the bathwater when you just act like every single abortion was a matter of life and death. No. In some cases, it's just a matter of a series of bad decisions. Like Lemony Snicket's a series of broken condoms. It's just, that's what a problem. Dear Butch, now I feel guilty. Guilty for what? But thank you for the 100 bits. That'll count towards the hype train we had earlier. Goals on to tomorrow. So all of that'll go knocking it down. 10, 15 bucks. We'll be running it low. And anything else we get over anywhere else on Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, all of those, all goes forward. Sorry, Johnny. I did just give you my Prime. Yeah, I saw that. I just also ignored the link and the question you had in it because we talked about this already. Baby killing is heroic work, y'all. Lab Glass in the Rumble chat. I'm here to shame. Shame on y'all. Or no, I don't know why I read y'all. Shame on all these whites who don't donate. Shame. Well, I feel like your color should not dictate. How is ending life healthcare? Again, rusty grammar. It's that's why this whole thing was funny to me. HBO is putting out a documentary of these poor saintly angels who are working at a healthcare clinic. The devil is busy. And, you know, by devil, we mean the people standing outside going, these lives deserve a chance. Yeah, those horrible demons.
Last time I checked, we don't have a whole lot of songs that feature the cowbell.
I gotta have more cowbell, baby.
See, Burning Bricks subscribing with Prime. Thank you, Burning Bricks. That's, where's my, see, that's like a new one. And then again, that's, subscribing with Prime. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, St. Caesar, for your Prime sub. Cowbell coming in for the both of you. Hey-o. St. Aaron, that joke is harsh, man. Damn. Jesus Lord. I'm going to pitch a movie idea, an abortion, on an abortion, and the plot is the fetus fighting all the methods of an abortion and is born. The sequel, baby takes out all involved with its attempted elimination. Actually, you know what we can do? We can also make this a reboot, King Kong. I like where your idea is at. We're going to do it with Rambo. It's going to be called Ram Baby. Just picture it. You got a fetus sitting in the womb putting on eye makeup. They want a war. I'll give them a war. Trucker 18, I'm kind of Jewish when it comes to donating, so just do it in larger amounts. It'll be easier to do. My book on self-defense against infants isn't doing too well. It's not even a year old. That's nice. That's nice. Does it have a chest burster scene, but not through the chest? I don't think that'll be quite the same. It'll, you know what? It'll have a baby version of the Ace Ventura 2 hippo scene. That's what it'll be. He'll climb out the back. How is ending life healthcare? Charlie Kirk owned that argument. God bless. I always forget I have Prime, says Bricks Gaming. That is me. Yeah, I kind of figured. I see abortion as evil, but I'm in a moral conundrum because the people that want it aren't going to be good mothers or parents in general, nor do I want them to breed anyhow. Right. So it leaves you in kind of a catch-22. You don't want to take care of these kids, but you know they're not. Again, and here's where I end with it. I have, because I'm removed from it. I can't control your life. And I agree with you that these people will be horrible parents or whatever. I can't control their lives. So I view it as, look, I don't want this to be a thing. I understand it is a thing, but because I don't want it to be a thing, it's something I won't endorse. But I was always raised on that whole like it's the woman's choice thing, which is something that in my later years I've started having weird thoughts about. So if the lady doesn't want to have the kid, like, it's your decision, and I'm here to support your decision. Like, that's the way I approached it with my first kid. Going forward, I won't, but going forward, if I were to be in a having kid situation again, unless it's a health risk, I'm not okay with it. After having a kid, after having one child, I will say this. If I somehow managed to knock somebody else up, I would be like, look, I'm not okay with the abortion thing. I'm not. I still feel the way I feel, that the fetus is largely just a mass of cells and has yet to be a person and all that fun stuff. But unless there's a legitimate health risk to the mother and or baby, I'm like, well, then let's just follow this through. Kid deserves a shot. You know what I mean? I mean, it happened. Kid deserves more than the one. What the heck? Why did we retract Truck Radio? I'm thinking of inviting you to the Holocaust Museum. You can retract these messages all you want, but they still show up on the chat. Is that what he's doing? He's retracting the messages so it won't be in like the whatever, the transcripts, but they're still on the screen? Interesting. I will be It will be a kung fu movie called Fight for Your Life. There you go. We can see if we can get the Hulk's theme in it. Like when the baby busts out of the womb. I am a real American. Fight for the rights of every infant. I am a real American. Fight for your rights. Fight for your life. Like we could do that. We could do that, right? Like we can get there, right? It's not like his theme's busy anymore. He's not here. You want to go have barbecue afterwards? Oh, this is getting a little tough. A lot. Anyways, catching up there. And we can just use Star Wars titles for each movie. Why would we use Star Wars titles? I don't understand. But yes, so HBO has either no sense of irony or I'm going to go with they're like pressing the pedal all the way into the floor in the terms of Clown World. Cuz again, I'm not here saying that they're wrong to make the argument that the women running these clinics are doing the Lord's work or all that crap. I just feel like if you pay attention to religion, it's totally the opposite. Because again, I feel like as a whole, God would view the murdering of a child in the womb, which is what an abortion is. I think he'd view that badly. Now, is the child going to suffer? No, it's incredibly humane if it's before the kid is really a thing and it's mostly just cells. But it is still a life. But I also think, like, you can't be too picky about it. Like, we're fine. Never mind. Baby rips the placenta like Hulk shirt. Okay, St. Aaron, these are funny ideas and jokes, but they're also, like, visually gross. And we can just use yeah, we covered that. The placenta like Hulk shirt part, though. Like, funny, yes, funny. But it's funny, but it makes me squirm. It's one of those moments where I'd laugh. I'd be like, and then I'd be like, but I can't. I have that empathy thing. That sucks. No, I don't want to see that. It's a sick way of weeding out the weak losers, I guess. I agree with you there. That's definitely true. They either kill the baby or keep it for a welfare check. That happens in some places. I've seen it. It's not awesome. A mother's life or death is one thing. Bragging about your baby count on social media should be a capital crime. That can't be real. That's got to be one of those, that's got to be one of those rumor things, right? Because this is the weird thing with me with the abortion thing. I've known a few ladies who've had the abortion and then later wanted to conceive and couldn't. And so I've always viewed it as like, well, it's a risk you're taking that this was your shot. Now you don't have it anymore. And you'll feel like shit. And I know from having watched women in my close personal sphere literally spend years of their lives feeling like shit for that abortion because they want to have kids and they can't. And they're like, oh my God, what have I done? And it's really, really sad. All lives have a soul. So you're saying, Rusty Grammar, I'm committing a genocide every Sunday morning when I make my 3-egg omelet? I mean, if it's a 2-movie series, the first one, A New Hope, makes sense for surviving the first attempt. The second movie, when they're trying to go back in Empire Strikes Back. Wait a minute, so they're trying to go back in? That's creepy. Love thy neighbor doesn't mean fornicate your neighbor's 18-year-old daughter. I'd agree with that one, too. I don't know where anyone would get those messages crossed, St. Aaron, but I agree, they shouldn't be. Well, one movie will be called The Forceps Return. No, Mussolini, if you were so close. The Forceps Awaken. You were so close. You were so close. I still haven't done my controlled burn that I need to do. I don't know if we hit a 1 or a 2. I'm going to assume 1. Do my controlled burn and then go forward. And then we'll keep going. We have a little bit of I think you're safe. Who? Non-fertilized eggs, brother. Red Scooper, I'm confused. Does a fetus have a soul? Well, see, that's where I'm in kind of a limbo. Having watched my child be born and things like that, it's not that I can say a fetus does or doesn't have a soul. I just believe it's not awake, if that's a way to put it, for a while. Like I feel like the human consciousness and the soul, if you will, is like an appliance, and it doesn't fit in the apartment that is an infant's head at the beginning. So the whole thing is just running on autonomic reflexes. And then within a couple of days and weeks, as that, because like literally, if you've never seen it, babies come out like purple and they inflate like balloons. Like they are these little scraggly things, and then they get bigger and pinker in minutes. And so I'm like, yeah, that's going to take some time to reach, King Kong. Depends, is it a ginger fetus? The main villain will be Darth Vacuum. Yes. This is a horrible bit, but I love the fuck out of it, and you guys for supporting it. We have 2 hours left of the program. I have to do this burn real quick. I'm gonna drop the audio a little bit and play the intro songs while I do this, just so it's not completely silent. We can keep this going, but dear Lord, this is morbid as fuck.
Hey world, what should we do? All the jokes have become the news. Take the black pill they're prescribing you. Game over. Game over.
I'm gonna die. That one's gonna kill me. They proved it. Once the sperm connects with the egg, it lights up. Wasn't that in Look Who's Talking? You're saying that was live footage? I didn't know that. There will also be Princess Leia around too much. Oh, that's mean. Princess Leia around too much. Rusty Grammar, there's an effed up video of a mechanical abortion online somewhere. I don't want to know. Yeah, I don't want to look it up. And that's my other thing with it. With me with abortions, here's where I am on that. Like I said, I expressed my opinions earlier, but I have a very short window for abortion being acceptable. It's in the first trimester. Little bit into the second, like if you didn't find out about it again. But my point is, once it reaches a certain point, unless your health is in jeopardy, then just don't keep the kid. Okay? Like, you've brought it this far. And the whole reason I have that theory is because I have had I've had zero like pregnancy scares. Maybe one. I don't know if that was a pregnancy scare, if she was just late. But that lady did not get an abortion. And that lady went on to have my daughter. So I'm kind of okay on that one. But in the case of overall, it's like, no, I really feel like at a certain point, like if you're taking loads, like fucking contraception. And that's where I support, ironically enough, like Planned Parenthood. People are like, oh, they run the baby farms and the abortion clinics. Like, I'm not saying that I support those things, but they also do help provide women with access to birth control. And I will say this, if you don't want abortions, you need to be, like, that's where the deeply religious people need to make an exception and understand that you live in a society and a lot of them don't hold your same views. You need to start saying, hey, look, you guys are going to fuck out of wedlock, and that's not cool, but we're fine with it. Just for the love of God, fucking wrap your tool, take your anti-baby pills and don't get pregnant. You know by 3 months, period, says Rusty Grammar. I don't know. I've never been a lady. I puked the first time I watched it. Never again. Yeah, it sounds like how I reacted to 2 Girls, 1 Cup, and I think this would be worse, so I'll agree with you. I'm not going to watch it. Most of the time, a C-section will save both lives. Had a bitch. That's, I'm not going to read that one out loud. That sounds like a personal share, and you put that in the Rumble chat, and I feel for you, my friend. I'm sorry. And back to, I kind of skipped over this with the abortion thing. This is the part that's weird in the abortion thing. So I grew up agreeing with and being taught that, like, you know, the child's life and the carrying of the pregnancy, largely the woman's decision. So if the lady wants to have the kid, she should have the kid. If the lady doesn't want to have the kid, it's her body. She shouldn't have to have the kid. But if the guy doesn't want to have anything to do with the kid, regardless of what the lady thinks, he's responsible. Oh, you don't want to be involved with this child, you have to pay for it then. Oh, you do want to be involved with this child, we'll work that out. What if the dad wants to take, raise, and handle everything to do with the kid, but the mom doesn't want to have it? Oh, well, she should be able to abort that baby. It's a really weird catch-22. The guy's on the hook no matter what. The lady gets a choice. And all I'm saying is I believe in the choice. I just think it should be the 2 choices. There should be 2 choices. If the dad wants to have nothing to do with it, not owe any money, whatever, and be a complete worthless piece of shit, dog bag of shit person, then go for it. If the mom wants to have an abortion and be a horrible person and murder a baby, go for it. But if you get that choice, the other person should get the choice too. Han Solo will also be in the movie, although they aren't involved with the making of the main character. Oh. Now I'm just trying to think of really gross, like, Star Wars abortion. Like, we started with Abortion Rambo, and it went into Star Wars. Like, I feel like you know what? I've got to start clipping these things. And that's one of those moments of realization that I'm having right now. I'm gonna look up that highlighter program thing later. All right, so today, where were we? We're about hour and a half. Let's just go 1 hour. We're gonna go 1 hour Abortion Rambo. Clips for today, 1 hour Abortion Rambo. Boom, boom. 1 hour Abortion Rambo. I'm going to have to start making this a thing after I do my show. I love gaming and shit, but we got to do this. All right. Oh, I don't know. The Acolyte was an abortion. I get, like, there's a joke there. Would Blue Chew pill the Wookiee be a bit of a stretch? A little bit. I don't feel like Blue Chew pill the Wookiee. I don't think there needs to be a Wookiee necessarily involved. The Wookiee's just called Full Bush. That's what the Wookiee is. The Wookiee's just called Full Bush. I don't. Yeah, I've heard stories like that, Rusty Grammar, as well. And knowing protection can fail is the price to play, my dude. Right, Wild Saffron. I agree with those statements. Knowing protection can fail, and again, if you don't want to have the kid, then, like, don't have unprotected sex. That's where it's weird for me. Like, and I don't have a religious reason to be against it, but I am against it solely on but there's so many things we could do to avoid this. And that's always the weird part for me for the deeply religious people, is they're like, you need to practice abstinence. I'm like, you've never been 15, have you? No, abstinence is not what you teach people. You teach people if you don't want to be pregnant, take the appropriate precautions. You teach people to pick their partners carefully, properly, and to avoid being too promiscuous because there's a lot of consequences. Sure. But you can't teach people, especially if they don't share your religion, to follow your religious views of abstinence. Plus, like, just because you're ugly and don't want to fuck and don't get any offers doesn't mean it's the same for the rest of us. Hell, I'm a cripple and I'm having trouble beating them back. It's crazy. I don't know even why. Why? I wish the ladies were hunting me down this hard when my legs worked. That'd be great. You know what it is? I just realized it as I said it. You know what it is? It's the fucking parking. It's the fucking I just realized it. I am such a fucking mope. They want my parking. They want my goddamn blue pass. That's what it is. Here I was thinking there was something special or nice about me, and it was finally blossoming and showing. I mean, it didn't earlier in life, but hey, it's here now, and now I just realized, nope, it's that goddamn parking permit. Fuck. All right, anyways, abstinence is good in theory, but you don't buy a car without test driving it first, do you? Says Rusty Grammar. Abstinence isn't, and here I'm going to argue against you. Abstinence is horrible in theory. Abstinence, in theory, you wait till you're married. So neither one of you knows how to fuck or please your partner. That's going to make your relationship work really well. You're also going to be so pent up from wanting to do it that you might do it to excess and have a very. And what if you find out that, like, the other person repulses you sexually? Things you can't control, like, say, maybe they have pheromones or whatever that offend you. And even if they freshly bathed, when you start boning, you're just like, ugh, I don't like the smell of you. On a side note, getting married just because she took a hot load isn't good either. Usually doesn't last unless you were already together for 5+ years with no major issues. Yeah, I agree with that, Rusty Grammar. I am very pro be together for a while before you, like, seal the deal. Like, I'm for test living together. Like, move in together, live together for a while. Make sure the other person doesn't have personality traits that drive you up the effing wall. And even then, it doesn't always work out. I wanted your parking pass for Renfest, says King Kong Dong. Dude, I don't know that my parking pass works on Renfest because the act like got canceled, Johnny. But St. Caesar, they made and aired the Acolyte. It just didn't get renewed. Like, it doesn't really fit the analogy because the Acolyte as a show was conceived, brought to term, had one season, and they went, we aren't doing that anymore. So, I mean, that's more like if we're going to put it in this weird, morbid... You know what? I can't even fit it into a good spot analogy-wise. It'd be too fucked up. So I'm just going to move on. Lived with my hubby for 2 years before he decided to get married. It's the only way I could have done it, says Ashley Casey. I was with Ivy's mom for a while, and it was all great. And then I won't go into any other details because it's not like there's anyone at fault. It just didn't work, is the way to put it. And so, what do I know? I will say this. Wouldn't have worked if I had signed on the dotted line right away. 10 years, I cannot type. I mean, it happens. I don't know. Me and the wife were together for 10 great years before TikTok. Now she's a crazy leftist. I abstained for 30 years, but my butthole was fair game, says Lab Glass. Then that's not abstinence. Delete the app, says Rusty Grammar. Delete what app? There's an app? Oh, yeah, TikTok. Yeah, delete the app. Delete the TikTok app. For those who wait until marriage, what is the 3 worst words she can hear? Mussolini diff, I am gay. Especially if it happens after like the first time you guys get together and he's like, hey, look, so one of the reasons this relationship has worked is because I kind of thought, hey, I'm here taking man ass left, right, and sideways while we're together. So it seemed awesome. I thought I'd give it a go with the whole consummate this thing now that we're married. And bad news is I'd rather stick with the dudes. Rather stick with the dudes. Yeah, that would hurt. That would hurt. Makes sense. I don't know. I don't think that would be worse. I think for those who wait till marriage, the 3 worst words she could hear is, that's longer than normal when I'm by myself. Oh. Oh, wait, nope, I've got it. The 3 worst words she can hear are literally, nope, that's it. Does it get any bigger? Nope, that's it. Does this last any longer? Nope, that's it. You mean after that you're just going to lay there and cry? You don't do anything else? Nope, that's it. Those are the 3 worst words she can hear. Want to get out of any relationship or parenting situation? Say you're trans. No, that doesn't fix it. That doesn't fix it. Dude, depending on the situation, you might just spread that. All of a sudden, the other person is too, or your kids are. All right. So, in an effort to move off of talking about this subject any further, we have 2 hours left in the program. This is an update on Ryan Routh, and for those of you who don't know, Ryan Routh is the guy who tried to assassinate Donald Trump on the golf course. He was arrested, and when he was arrested, a lot of conspiracy theories about him being a leftist, whatever, Biden asset crap went on. It turns out he's just a crazy guy who's super, super in favor of us doing anything and everything to help Ukraine. And he wanted to take out Donald Trump. After all of that happened and he was going to court, he challenged Trump to a life or death match of golf, where if Ryan Routh won, he would become president. If Donald Trump won, Donald Trump could kill him. These were Ryan Routh's proposed terms. So the update we have for you, while shocking, is also highly not surprising.
The verdict was read. Now, it is quite shocking. As the verdict was read, it appeared to our producers inside the courtroom that...
All right, so before we get to this, she's not covering the verdict part, so we'll go back to that. He was found guilty on, like, all 5 counts of attempting to kill Donald Trump. So he chose to represent himself. He was found guilty, so guilty. This is how he took it.
Now, it is quite shocking. As the verdict was read, it appeared to our producers inside the courtroom that Ruth tried to stab himself in the neck with a pen. That's what it appeared to look like. Then 4 marshals dragged him out of the courtroom, took his coat off. They then shackled him at the waist and ankles, and then they brought him back into the courtroom. So again, this just in from our producers. As the verdict was being read, Ruth tried to hurt himself in the neck with a pen. Now we just
say it, Ella. He tried to self-delete. He doesn't want to go in. Baby, he understands. He's a snack.
Saw that emotional reaction from that daughter, and now we know exactly why. So when Ruth was brought...
All right, so we'll get to this in a minute. I want to catch this cat. He looks like Gary Busey's brother. Explains the craziness. Dude, he's all crazy. I actually think we went to get a new phone that night, says Rusty Grammer. What it was, and she deleted out of it, wiped her entire phone the second I said leftist propaganda. Oh, that's crazy. TikTok isn't leftist propaganda, it's Chinese propaganda. They're just using the leftist slant because those people are well. First thing I deleted on my new phone was the TikTok app. Yeah, I don't use TikTok. I strongly hate TikTok. I hate playing clips of TikTok. I am anti-TikTok. In fact, I would put my distrust and distaste of Israel TikTok. Like, they're so close you can barely measure them. Israel by a hair, but they're so close you can barely measure them. I view them both the same level of danger to the world. I think they're both as credible and likely to have been involved in the loss of Charlie Kirk.
Back into the courtroom, that's when her daughter stood up, started yelling and screaming. She said to her father, "Don't do anything. I'm going to get you out of here." This is what our producers are telling us just into the newsroom. She also screamed many expletives, and that's when we saw her run out of the courtroom. The video that we were seeing just moments ago of her not wanting to speak with the media, her evading the media, and then running off camera.
Yeah, because, again, Ruth, fucking Jesus. Johnny said slant. Yeah, I mean, kind of. It's a word in the world. Yeah, most new phones, it's pre-installed. I hate it so much. Oh, Rusty Grammar remembers the mix-up I had on air that I can't believe didn't get me in way more trouble. The whole family is a psyop, says Return Trip. I'd believe it, because, like, why would you be upset that that guy did that to him? You have to understand he's that level of nutso. No offense to what people believe politically, but if you're telling me, like, you believe that you should be president over Donald Trump solely because you're a fan of supporting Ukraine under any circumstance, and that is literally your only qualification. You believe this whole much that you go and you threaten, or not threaten, you go and you plan to shoot him on a golf course. I've got to tighten this bolt. It always comes loose. You threaten to shoot him on a you plan to shoot him on a golf course. You get caught. You make this stupid, like, all right, life or death golf dare. And then when they read the verdict, you stab yourself in the neck. I just, yeah. I mean, hey, at least we don't have to wonder about that mental, like, can we just say that guy's nuts? Like, just in general, like, if you're a true believer of your cause, then you're going down with the ship. Like, the whole, like, uh-oh, I'm getting in trouble. I don't want this to be a thing. Neck stab. Like, I feel like this is somebody who told himself throughout the whole event that the world will rally around me. Like, I'm going to stand up to this evil Donald Trump, and when I do, the world will see that I'm such a great, awesome dude, and they'll rally around me, and they'll realize what an evil piece of shit he is. And when none of that happened, he went, all right, I challenge you to life or death golf. Obviously, Donald Trump had nothing to lose by saying no, so he said no. And then you get to the trial verdict, and you're like, all right, I don't need lawyers. I'll represent myself. The court will obviously understand what a great and noble person I am. And then as soon as reality comes crashing in that, no, you fucked around, you found out, you now have your consequences. You went boop, boop, and it's gone. King Kong, you can fix her, Johnny. Fix who? I'm not looking to fix anybody. I've got one person that I'm interested in right now. And if that person were to not be a thing in my life, I don't know what I would do. Like, I wouldn't be interested in looking for anyone else. I just kind of, I kind of like this one person. I have done I guess you would call a litany of test runs of how life with this person would work. And I'm happy to say we've passed on all of them. So we're good. Why did we get rid of mental institutions? Oh, his name is Ronald Reagan, and he thought it would be star-spangled awesome if people who were mentally debilitated and people who were literally drug addicts that couldn't control themselves were just instead given the freedom to be crazy on the streets. They did it under the guise of over-institutionalized medicine and the errors that it had made, because it was far from perfect as a system. So they highlighted the flaws, and they used that as a justification to get rid of mental health facilities. Jack Nicholson did a movie called One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and Ronald Reagan was a movie star, so it was just a done deal. I don't think that the timeline matches for that, but whatever. Anyways, we should not have gotten rid of them. I'll say that. Happy if we didn't. People, I feel like but that's also the thing. Like, the people who wanted them gone. Now, Ronald Reagan's a Republican, but where does he come from? Hollywood. Right? Ronald Reagan comes from Hollywood. Now, people will say, oh, the left does this, the left does that. No. It's the right and the left. They're both being played by one person. Or, well, let's say one team. That team happens to kind of reside in a particular place right now. And that team uses where they reside as a way to blanket cover themselves for being involved with an entire group of people, which they are not. But that team, they pushed Reagan. Yeah, he was a Republican, but he was from Hollywood. And he espoused a whole lot of shit that, quite frankly, in today's day and age, wouldn't be viewed as quite as Republican as you think. And so, I don't know. We really shouldn't have. I blame the mental health institutions.
The verdict was read. Now, it's quite shocking.
Fuck you. I blame the mental health institutions on Reagan. I blame the collapse of the single-family home and upward mobility on the Clintons. Too many crazy doctors shock people, says Bricks Gaming. Yeah, see, again, it wasn't perfect. Reagan is why homeless people yell at me when I cross the street. Kind of. As Wild Saffron saying to Red Scooper, actually, yes. Yes. Ronald Reagan was responsible for the closing of the mental health facilities. Now, again, nothing is pure black or white. There were good things and bad things about this. There were abuses in the system that made closing them a good thing. There were situations and setups where people could be silenced, contained, or abused in their own family relationships by being locked away and called crazy. But there were also, again, legit crazy people that we were keeping off the street because, let's put it to you this way, a guy that feels like, hey, I should stab this lady in front of me because she's white, and then I should stand up and say, I got that bitch. That guy should be locked away because he's fucking crazy. And when he commits a violent crime against a person 2, 3, 4, 13 times, you eventually go, hey, this guy's got a problem. Let's lock him away. Let's deal with it. Let's find him some mental health. Let's get him back on the straight and narrow, put them together. And instead, we have what we have now today, where they go, oh, shucks, darn, isn't it horrible that Ukrainian lady got stabbed by nobody? Ronald Reagan, the actor, ha. All I'm saying is St. Darren, early life history. That's what I'm saying. Look, I'm saying the same people that control Hollywood now controlled it then. Their puppet was Reagan. That's what I'm saying. You know how I know their puppet wasn't Arnold Schwarzenegger? He didn't stay. They didn't keep him. They got rid of him. They voted him out. They got Newsom in there instead. Oh boy, wasn't that an improvement. All right, so yes, the Florida jury in the case only deliberated for 2 hours. Routh then, after the verdict was delivered, stabbed himself in the neck with a pen. And I'm sure Routh was sad to learn it's not that easy to take yourself out with a pen. Would have been better if he had a sword. So. Thank you, us Phil, some holes for the waffles sticker in the 100 bits. We've had a hype train earlier today, so all of this will count towards that and just move things forward. We really appreciate that. Thank you for the sticker and the little bit of a jolt of energy into the program. Why did we covered the mental institutions? We covered all that. I don't have any updates on this. I know, like, Jimmy Kimmel went live like last night or the night before or whatever. No, I think it was the night before, actually. Yeah. Jimmy Kimmel went live night before last. And as far as I know, Sinclair Group and Nexstar are still saying that they won't air Jimmy Kimmel's show after Disney decided to bring it back. Only saying discussions with ABC are ongoing. And I don't know if I've heard anything different than that. Sinclair had reportedly demanded Kimmel issue a direct apology to the Kirk family and to make a meaningful personal donation to the Kirk family in Turning Point USA, something that Kimmel has refused to do. So, ABC is bringing Jimmy Kimmel back, but Sinclair won't air the show. Yeah. So the question is, like, do they bring him back or not? We don't have any updates on it so far. I think Kimmel's back, but Sinclair and Next Star still won't air the show. John Wick got 5 guys with a freaking pencil. A freaking pencil. Yes, John Wick is also a fictional character in a movie, Mr. Q. And again, John Wick didn't stab 5 guys in his neck. He stabbed 5 guys with a pencil. There's a little bit different when you aim. Again, when you gotta get yourself, there's a lot of difficulty in there. So I feel like, Mr. Q, while valid, your point is a little analogous and a little off. Not quite the same. Kimmel is a dick, says Was Fill Some Holes. Yeah, Kimmel's a dick. Kimmel is a dick. But I love that they brought him back, and it's just Sinclair and Next Star won't air them because, again, all of the spurging on both sides, the cancel them. Like, one, the FCC won't let me be. I fucking hate now I do that too. The FCC, like, canceling Kimmel is bad for free speech. But all the people that stood up and screamed about that didn't give 2 shits about the guy that was shot exercising his right of free speech. So I'm like, you hypocrites. But I don't want the FCC to do that. So if the FCC, literally this situation couldn't be more perfect. The only way it gets better is if the FCC and Donald Trump's administration didn't say or do a damn thing about Kimmel. And instead, Kimmel would still be off the air. But because they did, they brought Kimmel back. But the people that got rid of Kimmel in the first place still aren't bringing him back. So she remember that Hitler joke Roseanne did that got her show canceled? Freedom of speech. No. She made like a monkey or an ape joke about a person of color. I thought the bitch was white. Like yeah. So the Hitler joke wasn't really the thing. And again, this is where freedom of speech. Nobody's saying you can't say those things, Roseanne or Jimmy. It's just if you say those things, your job might fire you because it's a bad look and it comes back on them in a bad way. That's literally what happened. But because the FCC had to be like, well, ABC, we might have to start looking into your license. Everybody immediately jumped to it's censorship. Somebody shot up a studio, an ABC studio in like California. Death threats went out to, again, these places had nothing to do with it. They bring Kimmel back so these people can quit freaking out. But the reason he got canceled in the first place, as far as I know, still in effect, Roseanne got in trouble for calling one government lady a monkey. Again, like, she wasn't like fined or arrested. It's a bad, this is where I land on that's not a violation of freedom of speech. That's getting in trouble for doing something. Like, if you're a public person and you do things publicly, it will reflect upon you. If you're a movie star, the Professor and Mary Ann, sorry. But yeah, so like if you're a movie star or a television star and you start espousing political ideologies, you will upset people who don't share those ideologies. And that can cost you your job. And now in the case of Roseanne didn't have like all of Hollywood banding together and calling her thing the end of freedom of speech. But again, that movement only has legs because of fucking FCC. She like, I thought the bitch was white, right? That's what we all thought. Turns out she wasn't. Jasmine Crockett. Anyways, let's go to this. Sorry, when you tell me I thought the bitch was white, for me it's always Jasmine Crockett. Because she is, like in everything but actual skin tone, she is the picture perfect version of assimilated upward mobility advancement through society. But it doesn't work for her to play the race card and have that, so she has to, go hood rat all the time. Really, really funny. I love her hood rat character, by the way. I feel like as black people from the inner city, I would be, if I was one, I would be offended because of how she makes black people from the inner city look stupid. But as a performance, I got to go brava. I love this character thing. She should have been on the Colbert Report. Anyways, let's go over to this. Here's a completely random story. We've got an hour and a half left in the show. A lot of other things to go over. I found out about this recently, and I wanted to do this story when someone else was here. But then I decided that since that person, literally this would be like their greatest fear, I'll just play this. I have had this nightmare before because I want to go skydiving. It's a thing of mine I want to do. If I had the opportunity to go skydiving, I would. If they're like, all right, so we're going to strap a parachute to you and we're going to roll you out the plane. You just have to lay forward and it's going to ripcord it and pull your parachute. Or let's face it, we'd probably have to go tandem. Sounds gross. Anyways, fucking skydiving would be cool to me. Skydiving would be cool. But I can't deny I've had this actual nightmare in my head. Like, I've woken up from this nightmare. And why I'm afraid to skydive is because of this.
About a skydiving accident that left 2 people critically hurt. A newly released report.
Holy shit, I didn't know that part. They didn't die? Critically hurt? All right, so this might be a bit early, but hey, guys, if you're watching this and you shouldn't be, I am a cripple. Were they able to walk away from it?
Report detailing the moment their parachute didn't work. 8 News Now anchor Sasha Loftus went out to Jean today to learn more.
Their parachute
This is where that
didn't
skydiving
work.
accident took place. That newly released report saying those 2 jump.
Damn. That is a lot of makeup, honey. Look, sweetie, you got a very beautiful face, and I know you're trying to accent it and try and shave off a little bit of the roundness. I feel like you got to own up. You've got so much on there. I feel like it was applied with a brush, like a big roller brush. If you're gonna put that much makeup on, I would aim to do it in a way that's more obvious. Don't go for this much makeup to look like you're not wearing makeup. Because God, do you look like you're wearing makeup. Nuts to butt tandem. Well, King Kong Dong, no offense, my legs are al dente linguine noodles. What the hell am I going to do? All right? I can steer myself a little bit. I certainly ain't pulling no squirrel suit off.
First were more than...
That sounds bad. That's not what I meant. You know that. Sasha knows what I meant.
10,000 feet up at the time. Another instructor telling police he saw the entire thing happen from the air. It's a place people come for excitement and exhilaration. But a skydiving trip recently turned terrifying here in Jean. This newly released report from Metro Police details an accident on September 17th involving 2 men identified as 54 and 24 years old.
Holy shit. So dad and his son went skydiving and they both ate it? And neither one of them died. Oh, wow.
According to the doctor,
how full of shit are your pants by the time you hit the ground? You know you're not going to make it. How? Just... Ooh. If I said my feelings on a live stream, my boss might not disagree, but it's not a good look for the company as a whole. Therefore, I'd have to go. By not participating and keeping my mouth shut, not using social media, I keep my job. It's not Steiner math, it's common sense. Right, Rusty Grammar, but if you're Jimmy Kimmel and you have a whole bunch of people on the left willing to just jump out in front of the bus for you, they'll scream, "Oh my God, the censorship." And like I said, that argument has zero standing if the FCC would have just kept their fucking mouth shut and not done like a mafioso, oh, it'd be a shame if we have to look at that license.
Documents, a small plane took off just before noon with 2 skydiving.
Johnny's a furry. No. Dear Lord. No, you've never seen squirrel suits? Squirrel skydiving suits are awesome. They call them squirrel suits because you're like a flying squirrel. Or at least I thought they were called squirrel suits. I've always called them squirrel suits. You're like a flying squirrel. It's some of the coolest, like if you're going to go skydiving, like, dude, that's awesome.
Instructors and 2 students. Once they got 11,000 feet into the air, they all jumped. That's when one team started having issues with their parachute. The other instructor telling police he saw them immediately try their backup chute, but that one wouldn't open all the way. This forcing the struggling instructor and his student to spin uncontrollably. The report says they hit the ground at 35 to 45 miles per hour.
Oh, damn. I return to my previous statement. Nobody died? How? 35 to 40 miles per hour. Oh my God. They're called wingsuits. All right, fine. They're called wingsuits. You still look like a human flying squirrel, okay? So I sit by squirrel suit. It's the same thing that Mario wears when he flies in Mario games. I sit by squirrel suit. And G-locks. That's going to leave a mark on the ground and them. Taste Fairy Dong Watch is still on for Monday. What the heck is Dong Watch? What the fuck is Dong Watch?
Both men were taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Now, the Federal Aviation Administration is also investigating. They will release their own report at a later date. Now, both the student jumper and the instructor were airlifted to UMC in Las Vegas at the time of the accident. Reporting in Jean, Sasha Loftus.
Dear Lord. Did they leave coyote impressions? So like when you get out of the hospital, do you go back to the scene of the fall? Peggy did the same on King of the Hill. To what? Went skydiving and hit the ground? Johnny, you ever see the video of the person hanging on for dear life on the glider? I don't know if I have. That's a completely random thing. Unrelated to this. Don't know. Not really sure. Not really concerned. Oh yeah, the plural of moose. We got rid of that. That's the store. Oh yeah, the BattleTech thing. I gotta close that window. We're done with that. So far I just have the abortion Rambo bit and how that went weird. So we'll do that for a clip to put out later. Kindergarten. I don't know if I want to do this one. We could use another video, I think. Oh, wait. Crap. We have to go to this. We have an hour and a half in the program. So we still have, and we have 3 hours of content. Everything that gets donated today on, from this point on Rumble and Twitch and YouTube and all of those things just knocks our goal tomorrow forward. So thank you very, very much for that. I'm going to do a quick check to make sure we're not missing anybody on the old Venmos and PayPals. And seems like we're good. Here, that doesn't make sense because yeah, so that, okay, now that makes sense. It's like, you didn't update. I knew it. All right, so, and there we are. There, we're good on all those. Great. Let's check Cash App quick, otherwise I'm a dick. Good. Okay, so there we are, moving forward. There's a video of a girl slipping out of the harness of a parachute, I think. I don't think I need to see these things. Getting airlifted to the hospital after falling from a plane. I don't know that I need to see these things. It was mostly that one video that we're going with. Ouch, going to need to put ball pits at these parachute landing sites, kind of like runoff ramp or sand for runaway truckers. Richard, but Johnny, where is Mario's tail plugged into? It's not plugged into anything. It's part of the suit. It's wearing it in the suit. He's got some sort of weird, I'm guessing, like, if I had to think about the logistics of it, it's got like a waist belt harness on the inside that helps lock it to him. I certainly understand, Richard, what you're implying, and I don't think that's how they do that. It's a kid's game. A friend has a small plane. I thought it'd be cool to go up for a ride. Only went once. I would love to go up for a ride in an airplane. Like, flying is fun for me. I enjoy roller coasters and things like that. I know I'd love to skydive. I love watching wingsuit videos. So I think it'd be awesome. But again, whole linguini leg situation. Huge problem. I had a friend, I prefer the ground, says Jelly for the smelly. Some people do. Some people don't like that falling thing. I think, again, if you have the illusion of safety, which is what the wingsuit and the parachutes give you, it then becomes like, oh, this is going to be fun. Let's do this. This will be great. And no, it's not. It's a horrible idea. You're risking your life, limb, all sorts of shit. But you know what? Whatever. It's one of those, you have to man up with it, make that decision, and realize after you've made it, consequences are what they are. You can't change them. You have to give yourself over to the consequences and just do your best. So I am not a fan of Ozempic. I don't like the medication. I know, one hell of a segue, right? I don't like the medication or the people that use it. I don't like what it does to them. So it's weird to agree with someone that people shouldn't use a thing, but the person's reason for it, like, it's one of those, like, your argument for why this shouldn't be a thing
they're trying
is literally convincing me that my argument it shouldn't be a thing is wrong. Like, it's a classic get off my side thing. And so on today's issue of damn it, get off my side, we have Ozempic. And now I'm against Ozempic for, I don't know what that link is for, and if it's the person from the video hanging out for dear life, I kind of implied I didn't want to see it, so thank you. But yeah. So again, like the Ozempic lady, she's sitting here saying, I think she's saying it's I don't know what she's saying. See, this is where I get screwed up. Does Ozempic make you gay and blind? I heard that. Ozempic is trash. Ozempic is trash. I don't know about the gay and blind. I do know that it does horrible shit to your body, and the reason that they prescribe it for these people for weight loss is a horrible use and more proof of the pharmaceutical company problems. But this lady is about to convince me that everybody that's of a certain, how shall we say, threshold should be taking Ozempic.
when they're trying to whittle down every single fat person, they're so excited that they found a drug that makes it so we don't exist anymore.
Again, none of us are excited that they found a drug. You know who the people that are excited about the Ozempic drug are? The people who couldn't get their weight under control any other way. Crazy eyes. Dear Lord, she does. You got crazy eyes. Oh my Lord. And a nose ring. Your shirt's red. It might as well be a flag. Oh my God. What happens when these fatties stop taking the Ozempic is what I wonder, says Return Trip. Oh, here, let me tell you what happens when they stop taking Ozempic. When they stop taking the Ozempic, they have a lot of digestive issues because what the Ozempic quintessentially does is it convinces their body to not digest and process food like it normally does. It just kind of boils it down and lets your body crap it out. But the whole absorbing nutrients and all that stuff really doesn't do much of that. So what happens is they stop taking the Ozempic and their body, they have to do a whole lot of rehab to get what were normal functions and systems in their body back up and running again. It's really bad. But if you... if you can't get the weight off any other way, it apparently works. Is her favorite pizza French fries or an Oreos? Jesus. She has 3 degrees and 3 degrees and works in HR, Johnny. Have some respect. No, I won't have any respect because I am tired of this. Like, they're trying to get rid of us. Nobody's trying to get rid of you. You're an inconvenience on society when you become too large. And if you don't want to be And I love the whittled down thing. What they're doing when they're whittling us down, what they're doing is they're called getting you healthy again. There's a whole lot of health issues that come with being obese. Now, if you want to say that you're not obese by any fault of your own and it's genetics, whatever, fine. But your genetics are causing long-term health issues. Your genetics apparently need a little bit of help. And again, I'm against the Ozempic shit and what it does to people. But this idea that like society's out to get you because, well, we just star-spangled hate you so much and are so jealous of your... No, it's kind of a huge problem when you don't fit in the seats the rest of us do and when you can't move through the hallways the rest of us can because you're too freaking wide and you can't see your feet like the rest of us can. Or as Carlos Ramirez says, put down the fork.
And again, not to devalue any of these things. I consider them all very important. If tomorrow they released a drug that said, okay, we cured blackness. If you just take this pill, you can...
Did you just equate being fat, which is a choice, to being black, which is something you're born with? No offense. Again, like, it can be a choice that's not entirely in your hands. There can be contributing factors, yes. But oh my God, this lady is a gem. All right, hour 2. Second hour. Or what are we on to? We're on to the third hour, aren't we? We 1 hour. We're on the second hour. Third hour. So third hour. Ozempic. I'm just putting Ozempic. Oh my God. I gotta make sure I heard it right. Yeah, I'm gonna go back. I guess I'm in N now. Let's go, my nears. I wouldn't call it that. Can I hear that again? Oh, you're gonna hear it again. We're gonna hear it a few more times. Ma'am, I'm sorry. Once more with feeling.
That said, okay, we cured blackness.
Oh God. They said we cured blackness. Here, let me give you my response. Here, I'm sorry.
We cured blackness. If you just take this...
So let me get this straight. You view obesity and black people as the same level of general health problems?
That said, okay, we cured blackness. If you just take this pill, you can be white.
Hallelujah! Ma'am. You realize in the world that you're portraying, that pill is getting those pharmacies are getting raided. Those pills are flying off the shelves. Brian, finally I'm cured. Suck it, Johnny. Return trip. KFC stocks just went down 75%. What? Because they cured blackness? Oh no. Popeyes now. Then KFC would go up. I don't know if you understand, dude. There's a couple of white chicken places. There's Raising Cane's, where the secret is the mayonnaise. If you needed any more clues that it was white, it's the fact that it's the dipping sauce. What's the other one? KFC, obviously. And what's the other? Because it's Kentucky Fried Chicken. Like, no offense. He might have learned from them, but that was a white guy. I thought Margaret Sanger already cured it. Jellyfish Smelly requires a quarterly booster shot, and Lab Glass will tell you where to put it. It would be a safer world. Oh, God. I love this. I didn't realize you were going to put it in this context. This lady, again, treating Ozempic like it's some form of fat genocide. And like, oh, well, let me put it in if you took this pill, we could cure blackness. Because, you know, that whole thing about the longer you're black, the worse it is on your knees, your joints, your internal organs, the bigger burden you are on the on the healthcare system.
Drug.
Look, I need you guys to give me 2 plane tickets because you don't understand. I'm black, and you don't make plane seats for me because I'm one of a small group, and I don't fit in one seat. Oh, dear Lord. I love it.
That said, okay, we cured blackness.
And it turns out all it took was the end of crack.
If you just take this pill, you can be white.
Excellent. Dude. If you just take this pill, you can be white. That's how the Tuskegee experiment started. Thank you, Fettuccine El Poo-Poo, for that sticker and the 100 bits.
And then the problem will be fixed.
Again, so you're saying black people are a problem? I understand you're trying to draw a line, but there's a difference here. Again, people saying obesity is a problem because it affects all people and never in a positive way. We've never seen, and this is an excellent pause because her eyes are half closed and fucking what's his name is on the screen. We've never seen literally, I don't think the world over, we've never seen one person who was on death's door, but they got oh so much healthier when they gained obesity levels of weight. Again, being overweight is the same as being underweight. You can be malnourished to the point where you are skin and bones. It's incredibly unhealthy for you. It's incredibly bad for your organs. The same way you can be overnourished. You can be obese to the point where it's incredibly bad for you, from your skin to your bones and everything in between. Can I please get this link, says King Kong Dong. I will certainly share it in just a second. I'm going to let her here. I'll put it back, and I won't interrupt her this time. Yes, I won't interrupt her this time. I promise. I won't. I had to stop. I apologize. You might be like, Johnny, what happened? Did it lag? No, I had to stop for a second and make myself promise not to interrupt it this time. Also, for the thing on the lagging, we rebooted the computer. We rebooted the router, the modem. I updated Streamlabs. If there's a KBS issue today, I can do nothing about it because I have done everything I could. Thank you again. Not only an exotic butcher, now it's Dr. Johnny. What? I don't think. Wow, she went there. Oh, yeah. She went there and bought a frickin' t-shirt.
That said, okay, we cured blackness. If you just take this pill, you can be white. And then the problem will be fixed. The blackness wasn't the problem. The problem was the system that ever made anyone think they needed to be anything other than what they are. Ozempic.
Again, all right, I'm going to get to this. Hold on. The problem wasn't the blackness. Again, people were born black. They didn't pick it out. It's not like they ate grapes or watermelon for one too many days and they came out with a permanent tan. This is completely not the same. Oh my God. All right, so Control C. Where's hold on. I won't do that because then you got to dig for the link itself. What's the link on the freaking web? What's the link on the web browser for this?
These weight loss drugs.
Here you go. There is her Twitter status. It's from End Wokeness. I don't know who the original poster is. Oh, it's of course. Back to proving my point again. Fucking TikTok, man. It's a TikTok. McKenna. Well, looks like you ate two cannas. Maybe all the cannas? I think all the canned food is gone. But again, so I'm going to go back. Jesus.
And then the problem will be fixed. The blackness wasn't the problem.
According to you, it was.
The problem was the system that ever made anyone think they needed to be anything other than what they are.
Yes, but what you are is someone who's an inconvenience on everyone else's life because you physically keep expanding outside of your bounds. And again, this is the part I have a problem with you with you for, ma'am. It's actually detrimental to your health. I do not know a single black person that literally, without some form of outside violence attributed to their situation, environment, or whatever, literally suffered a health consequence from their skin being black. And keep in mind, the secret to you staying chubby is just don't take Ozempic. I've got bad news for you. No skinny people are taking the Ozempic to avoid becoming fat. There are literally just people who are overweight and turning to Ozempic. Why? And this is the same thing with like the trans community and stuff. It's like, no. They're betraying the movement. No. If you had more movement in your life, you wouldn't be here. You're highly stationary. What you are is a whale, says King Kong Dong. Says something normal like, yo, that shizzle, who are you thinking of, black man? Wrong. That was a white woman. Follow the great see it, Brian. If you stop eating watermelon and fried chicken, it will cure your blackness. Dr. Johnny said so. That's not what I said. That's what she's saying. I think black people get heat-related issues faster due to darker skin. See, now this would justify a whiteness pill. This would justify a whiteness pill. It would help prevent you from that. Now you're strangely making her argument, but also, again, in the affirmative. Play the You're the Best song bite. I mean, I'll do it for a second because I get in trouble when I do every time, but fuck it.
That said, okay, we cured blackness. If you just take this pill, you can be white. And then the problem will be fixed. The blackness wasn't the problem. The problem was the system that ever made anyone think they needed to be anything other than what they are.
Okay, again, you're making it sound like through no fault of your own did you end up here. I've got news for you. If we didn't allow you to have food, you wouldn't get here. Okay, it wouldn't be healthy. It wouldn't be good for you. In fact, it'd be torture. But as we've proven, and in fact, we don't even need to prove it. The scientists of Israel have proved through systemic enforcement that if you starve a group of people, none of them are fat. So again, this whole like they're coming after us. It's a thing and it's the society who thought you should be anything other. No. The problem is society has to keep making exceptions for you. Exceptions that society doesn't have to make for other people. It would be like you saying that this pill is some form of genocide is like me saying, it's really genocide that they have stairs in places because it's wrong. They should understand that no, most places are allowed to have stairs. They have accesses for people like me because this isn't a choice. Yours is a choice. And again, it's the Ozempic. So the people taking the pill who are fat, apparently they're all being forced. They're being locked down. Go to the cabs and take the Ozempic and eat the lettuce.
Ozempic and these weight loss drugs are trying to exterminate fat people. They want to get rid of us.
No, they don't. They want to make money. And do you know who really wants to take a pill and make their fatness go away because it really fits into their not being active lifestyle? Severely obese people. Severely obese people are like, you know what? I sit around eating all day. If I could just eat something that made me less fat, that would be awesome. And then the doctors gave them Ozempic.
Fat phobia.
Trucker 18-wheeler, we cured blackness, so Trump won't send the National Guard. No. We only cure blackness if you voluntarily take the pill. Again, and nobody's saying they cured fatness, ma'am. Plenty of people have proven time it like there's always, and this is why TikTok's horrible. It keeps out of context the fact that there's always a new easy way to lose weight fad. The electrode muscle stimulators, so you don't have to get up from your desk and you can still get a workout. The lap band surgery, so you just can't eat that much and your body has to forcibly starve itself. Now we've come to this. Ozempic is a chemical lap band surgery. The people taking it are choosing. Get rid of fat people would just be them losing weight. Not so bad. Right. She's making it sound like if you're not fat, look, this lady, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to stay fat, because the minute you stop being fat, you die. Again, her genocide is, guys, it's a genocide. They're killing us, and they're making us wear skinnier jeans and clothing. They're making it easier for us to go out in public and not feel ashamed, and I won't stand for it because it's entirely voluntary, and it's a genocide. Again, I don't, like I said, when we started this video, offset crazy eyes. We got a freaking hood scoop bling over here, and a red shirt, which might as well be a flag. Like, again, yeah, she's one of those. I'm for getting rid of fat people, more free seats instead of one pair of pants. Now that same fabric can make 3 pants. Johnny, I lost weight by eating less and by doing physical activity 3 times a week. I didn't have to change the diet, just the amount of food. Right. That's my point, King Kong Dong. And I've done those same things. And I, for one, have watched me and others who have gotten in shape or been in shape be told how lucky they are to be skinny. And it's like, bitch, look how lucky you are that you're a guy and you can just lose weight. Look, no, there was effort involved. You know how I know that? I've recently stopped doing some of those efforts and I've gotten fatter. My tits are noticeable. I've mentioned it on the program. I've gotten fatter. I need to reinstate those healthier eating and exercise habits. Obviously, skipping leg day is not helping. We're working on that ivermectin. God, I hope it gets here before next Wednesday. If it gets here before next Wednesday, we'll be good. But yes, so it's just, again, the pill Ozempic is out there because, again, there is a severely, and obviously she's not. She's a true, I can't believe it's not butter. But the pill Ozempic is as successful as it is right now because there is a alarmingly large group of people who have decided that they are fat by no fault of their own, and that exercise and diet can't do it, and that I just can't control it. There's nothing. It's not me. It's the world. And so they want the world to give them the solution, and the solution is a pill that pretty much is the equivalent to digestive concrete, and it just locks your digestive tract up so bad that your body eats itself on end ad nauseum. It's incredibly bad for you. It has horrible side effects, and nobody should take Ozempic. But do you know why people keep taking it? They'd rather take that pill than get on that treadmill. Guess what's super easy? Swallowing a pill. I have to pay the same price on my 30-30 pants as her 45-29 fat pants. What the fuck did I come back to? All I heard is, when I came back, is my tits got fatter. Oh, what you came back to, Los Federales, is this lady's beliefs on Ozempic. This lady is upset about Ozempic and thinks they're that it is fat people genocide, and she chose to make this analogy.
Drug that said, okay, we cured blackness. If you just take this pill, you can be white. And then the problem will be fixed.
Because again, if you didn't understand her Einstein level analogy here, being fat is exactly the same as being black.
The blackness wasn't the problem. The problem was the system that ever made anyone think they needed to be anything other than what they are. Ozempic and these weight loss drugs are trying to exterminate fat people. They want
No. We're giving you alternative options because nothing else is working. And again, you're a physical drain on the world around you just to be as big as you are. You are a physical drain. And there are, like I said, ma'am, this is where you're a disingenuous cunt. There are a lot of your kind that really want this stuff available because the idea of eat a pill and lose weight, ooh boy howdy, am I so happy. Los Federales, wait, what? Yes, as my what is it? Puerto Rican, black Hispanic Puerto Rican Jew from Canada? Is that what it is? I don't know if I have all your surnames right. But yes, she just said that Ozempic is the same as saying we have a pill to cure blackness. Return trip. Being white doesn't cure blackness. There are some hood-ass white people. Right, ma'am? Have you never heard of white trash? I know about white trash. I'm one stage removed. So I, with all due respect, curing blackness isn't the problem. You'll just have piece of shit white people that used to be black. And then some white people that have better credit scores now. That's literally all it'll be. You'll just have more white people. Plenty of them will be dirtbags. I disagree. Blackness was the problem, says Trucker 18-wheeler. Oh, lordy, yes, massa. Right, Los Federales. Just shut up and take the pill, and you too can be white.
Want to get rid of us. Fat phobia is racism.
No, it isn't. Because you can breed two fat people together and have a skinny person. You can breed two skinny people together and they can have incredibly obese, chudly children. Fat is not a race. It comes in all shapes, colors, and varieties. You can't mix a black person and a Hispanic person and get a Chinese. It's not how it works. It's not how it works. Anti-fat phobia is racism. No, it isn't. You're not a race. You're a collection of bad decisions.
Racism is classism. Classism is...
No. Again, racism is racism. See, again, I hate that I have to explain this to you, ma'am. If you spent more time reading, less time eating, you might know this. Racism is judging a bunch of people based on their race. Here, let me give you an analogy. Let's say I'm racist. Let's say I hate black people, because this works for you in the way your analogies. So regardless of whether you are a Elon Musk level entrepreneur black person or a street walking homeless black person, I view you with the same amount of discontempt. That's how racism works. Now, classism would be you hate, say, the bottom rung black people, but you're fine with upper echelon black people. That's classism. You're judging them based on their social class and status. Classism and racism aren't the same thing. That's why they're two different words, numbnuts.
Racism.
Oh my God. I take it all back. I take it back. I'm sorry. I apologize. TikTok is amazing because without it, she would never have shared that. I'm lying, of course. She would have shared it somewhere. If it wasn't TikTok, it would have been Facebook. If it wasn't Facebook, it would have been Twitter. So again, TikTok. All right? TikTok in the ass. If she ain't 280, she ain't a lady. 280. No offense. I'm looking at that. I'm calling 4. I'm calling 4 bills easy. Stupid lady, dicks are for tricks, and you can't get any. Lose the weight. Mr. Q. Mr. Q. I have to strongly disagree. Somebody will plow that. Let's be on. You know what? I always say that the secret to being honest is being able to call out bad actors in your area. Guys will hit that. All right. Some guy will consider that a mercy stuffing or a
when they're trying to
make a wish contribution, or simply she's the only one willing to take it. But my point is, some guy will pick that over a one-hander commander evening every goddamn time. All right. And that's the sad part. You can't be serious, Brian. You can't be serious with this Rift TV thing. Is this a news story? Oh, dear Lord. Pregnant woman on ventilator after Tylenol overdose to spite Trump. Okay. Here's where I'm going to fight this. If you want to spite Trump, it was RFK's suggestion. But hey, how about you don't overdose on the medication? Regardless of whether or not you should be taking it while pregnant, don't exceed your dosage limits. That's where you get into trouble. A pregnant woman driven by TikTok-fueled defiance lies on a ventilator, her life and her unborn child hanging by a thread after a reckless Tylenol overdose to prove Trump wrong. Firstly, before we get into this, ma'am, you couldn't have proved Trump wrong. You have to birth the child, and it has to be not autistic. And again, there's so many possible causes, including possibly microplastics, that could lead to this increase in autism that, quite frankly, you run risks of your kid being autistic, whether Trump's right or wrong. And if your kid is autistic, you failed. But Nicole Siratek, founder of American Frontline Nurses, reported a desperate 4 a.m. call from a husband whose wife, 23 to 25 weeks pregnant, overdosed on Tylenol. The woman's action followed President Trump's Monday statement linking acetaminophen use during pregnancy to autism risk. Nobody said it causes autism. They said it increased the risk. And again, even if you don't believe that, exceeding the doses is just effing stupid. HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. reinforced the president's warning, stating there is a potential association between acetaminophen use during pregnancy and adverse neurodevelopmental outcomes, including later diagnosis for ADHD and autism. The FDA announced it will issue physician's notice and pursue a safety label change. So that's what all this is. Just they're going to put an extra warning on the box like, hey, if you're pregnant, maybe think about it. So many people have been losing their shit over this to the point where this lady decided to overdose on it. So Siratek's ex-post detailed, I got a frantic call at 4 a.m. from a husband who was given my phone number via someone who had it. His pregnant wife is now on a ventilator, dying of liver failure, trying to prove that Tylenol doesn't cause autism since this is trending in TikTok. He now has to make the tough decision to try and save an unborn baby that may not survive outside the womb at an approximate gestation of 23 to 25 weeks. At the same time, his wife won't survive through the week and will never get to meet her baby. All right, I agree with this. This behavior is ridiculous. This woman hated Trump so much because of the... Oh, and she says in capital letters, Harvard study on Tylenol and autism. She ultimately killed herself by overdosing on Tylenol, trying to prove Trump wrong. Her baby may not even survive either, she continued. Her husband may now lose his entire family because of the craziness of liberal women chasing TikTok clout with TDS. All right, now this is from Rift. I don't know how legit this news source is, but if all of this is true, and I have reason to believe it, considering Nicole.Sirotech is a fucking... So this lady would have to be making this story up and lying. But advocate, activist, author, ally, founder, and executive director of Frontline Nurses. All right, I'm going to go ahead and say... she is not a right-winger with activist, author, ally. Those usually aren't things right-wingers put together. So I'm going to go ahead and believe that. Does people should have to ask to be able to become parents? What a dumbass. Sandy Squatch, I agree. She probably did 5 TikToks and had several Tylenol each vid. Just... The whole part about this is dumb. All right, can we say that? Like, I'm not in favor of this. I've heard people going, Tylenol isn't a problem for pregnancy, and this is a stupid study. It's like, or this is a stupid thing. It's like, it's a Harvard study. It's a Harvard study that links the possibilities. Well, autism bloomed at this time. It's like, right, but there might be, again, a causality relation. What's the harm in simply saying, look, if you're pregnant, you might want to consider whether or not you take Tylenol while you're pregnant. That's all we're saying. And like the people that are fighting it, it's like, okay, what's the loss here if they don't take what's the harm in not, are they going to have severe health because no offense, nobody prescribes you, nobody takes over the counter Tylenol for serious health conditions, like like that are really impacting their daily life. If you are taking Tylenol over the counter, it's for a headache. It's for an ache or a pain, and you can probably get away with it, but you could also function without it. If you need it for a medical reason, it's going to be, if not prescribed over the counter, they'll prescribe heavier doses. 25 weeks is really small. Can't be more than 4 pounds. St. Caesar, sorry for the father. Can this prove that TikTok needs to be banned already? I mean, no offense, but this is one of those where, like the other lady, you get rid of TikTok, this lady's going to take, these fads are going to go other places. This shit's going to still be a thing. The fact that TikTok is a Chinese government app designed to spare us down this hole doesn't change the fact that the whole reason it works is because these moose, they want to go to that water, and they're gonna go to that water. I figured if you're pregnant, you wouldn't want to take any types of meds, prenatal probably, but suck it up, ladies. Hey, homie, I checked your videos. Seems like you're new in Kick, not yet affiliated and verified. I got a proposal for you by sharing your stream to a Kick community for you to gain 1,000 active audience and earn nothing less than $2,000. Add me on Discord if you're interested. Right, I'll join your community. How much does that cost? I just have to give you a password or something. Hey, what's the community? How do I join it on Kick? I'm not interested in doing the Discord thing. Just tell me where I go on Kick. I just sign up, or do you want money? If you don't answer, you want money. And if you say you don't want money, you're probably lying and you want money. At least they proved Trump wrong, though. No, they didn't, Trucker 18-Wheeler. They didn't prove Trump wrong. We'll never know if that kid has autism because the kid's probably going to be dead. And like I said, even if the kid has autism, you can't link it directly to Tylenol. That's the problem with this statement in the first place, in the study in the first place. It links a correlation between kids that had autism and parents that used Tylenol. But how many other things are correlations? These people weren't raised in a vacuum. Their diets and their lives were not controlled. There are far too many variables. But we just took scientific data and we made a correlation based off of the best guess we can give it. And again, she OD'd on the medication. She took way too much. And follow-up video, Siratech elaborated, warning the situation looks bleak. Okay, so this is her talking about it? This is her talking about it. By the way, and she kind of has crazy eyes here. So, yeah, there we go. It's a little bit better. Now she just looks stoned. This is an example of somebody who's not left or right, but someone who has political opinions, political beliefs, and is also a person. She, based off of what I saw off of her, like, Twitter profile, she would be what you would call a leftist. But she also believes that Trump derangement syndrome is a thing, and people's reaction to it is a thing. This is being able to walk and chew gum at the same time.
So it's about, going to be 6 a.m.
It's hard to OD on Tylenol. Hospitals prescribe 6 pills worth as a dose sometimes. I'll say this. I knew one lady who had a mental breakdown, locked herself in the bathroom, and threatened to OD on Tylenol. And we laughed at her at the time. But she actually could have done it. And that's the scariest thing. She could have done it. But that's, as a society, we view Tylenol as just a generally prescribed cure-all. So, of course, it's totally safe, and you could take it from here until the end of the world, and nothing would ever happen. You couldn't possibly induce liver failure and put yours and your You are carrying an unborn child, and you wanted to play Russian roulette because you just assumed you knew better.
Finally. And for those of you who don't follow me on Twitter, I recommend that you do. I got a call.
I'm just going to say, God bless, ma'am.
Very frantic call at 4 o'clock in the morning from a husband whose wife is now dying of liver failure on a ventilator in an ICU because she was trying to prove that Tylenol doesn't cause autism because of what Trump said on the news. Mind you, that's a Harvard study. Now, whether or not you believe the Harvard study or not is not the issue here. The issue is that she's somewhere between 23 to 25 weeks and she overdosed on Tylenol. and she's going to die. She's not going to come off that ventilator. And the guy got my phone number from somebody. Somebody gave it to him. I mean, guys, it's early in the morning. I'm still in Hello Kitty sweatpants in my gym trying to work out.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like a right-winger to me. Hello Kitty sweatpants, working out in a gym. This is a left lady. Again, proof that, like, we need more people like this that can acknowledge, like, hey, I don't agree with Republicans. I don't necessarily agree with the fundamentals of MAGA, but I can also go, yeah, but I can walk and chew gum at the same time. This is right or that's wrong. It's like the people who get on me like, well, you're being critical of Trump for this. You know people love Trump. Like, right, they can love Trump all they want, but I'm going to be critical when I need to be. She had to chug half a bottle of that shit. Again, to OD, absolutely. She had to take an insane amount. This is the worst part of it. She willingly chose to overdose on a medication. And any doctor, any physician, any veterinarian will tell you overdosing on a medication is almost unilaterally bad. Too much of a good thing. Overdosing on water can be a problem. You've got to, keep it work. These cunts are drowning at least half a bottle at a time. Are downing at least half a bottle. This is more than one person. I really hope this is just the one person.
And she's gonna die. It's gonna be. Let me tell you something about Tylenol overdosing and death. Is that if you aren't administered the antidote, it is a very slow and painful death, okay? Because Tylenol, as well as Benadryl and aspirin, are the three most common OTCs that people will typically try to unalive themselves with, so I don't get censored. But now people are just taking massive amounts of Tylenol to prove Trump wrong. I mean, weren't these the same people who put Harvard and Fauci and the pillars of science on a pedestal? And now they refuse to believe it. Like, I don't believe it either. But I'm also not going to go overdose on Tylenol either.
Again, congratulations for the most stark, ravingly reasonable statement I have heard in recent weeks since this shit began.
Now they refuse to believe it. Like, I don't believe it either. But I'm also not going to go overdose on Tylenol either.
I don't believe it either. Like I said, I don't know that I believe Tylenol is necessarily something that's causing autism in children. But I will say this. If you can overdose on it, you probably shouldn't be taking it while you're pregnant unless you really need to. And just because you do or don't believe the Harvard study doesn't mean you should douse yourself in the stuff to prove a point. There are TikToks getting posted of the same person taking a bunch. There are several people who are making these TikToks one after another. Again, and these TikToks should be stopped, but they won't be. They won't call that medical misinformation. It's not even medical misinformation. It's encouraging people to overdose. It's wrong.
And it's just so sad because he has to make the choice of them going and trying to emergency deliver this baby, and the baby may not survive. Baby's going to spend a long time in the NICU. Hopefully the baby will survive. And remember, guys, preemies have complications even if they do survive. I didn't ask him if he had more children. So, I mean, let's say this woman they have more children. They lost their mother. Baby's not going to grow up with the mom. He lost his whole life if this baby dies too. All because of TikTok challenges, guys. Everybody wants, not everybody, but maybe these crazy liberal women.
Yeah. I'll limit it to this, and I'm not saying it's every liberal person, but I am saying in recent years I am, and I'm not liberal or right leaning, but I will say there is a staunch nutbag side in the liberal side of things, and those nutbags have been pulling a lot of shit lately. This being one of them. I mean, think about it. When we got locked down, what were the right-wing TikTok challenges that were putting people's lives at risk? Not wearing a mask. I dare to breathe air.
They literally hate Trump so bad that she killed herself and her baby potentially.
Again, I'm trying to think about this from her perspective, from the woman's perspective. What's the win if you prove him wrong? I overdosed on Tylenol while pregnant and I had a perfectly healthy baby. Again, they weren't calling it a 1-to-1 ratio risk. You know what the sad, ironic part is now? That baby's going to grow up in a NICU, and like she said, they have a whole bunch of complications. Watch, that kid's autistic now because of this lady having her as a preemie, and instead of proving Trump wrong, she offed herself and proved him right. He's a miracle baby, but he spends all day adding matchsticks. Well, we could say it's the premature delivery, or we could say it's the overdose of Tylenol. You be the judge. I'll say this, again, these things are dangerous when taken in large doses, in large amounts, and as a pregnant person, you're exposing a fetus, which is a much smaller amount of cells than your body, to same levels of concentration. So for you, what isn't an overdose is an overdose for the child. So just from a general, like, scientific level, you should never be taking the dosage limit or overdosing, because you're guaranteed to be overdosing your baby. Brian Science, she may have been trying to get TikTok clout and didn't care about Trump at all. That's an even worse reason, Brian. That's an even worse. So you risked your life, or, well, no, not risked. You ended your life and risked the life of your child, all for TikTok clout? Woo. I do this as an internet job, and I'll be honest, I started today going, you know what? If I don't make that $45, maybe I should start filling out some applications. And that's where I started it with. What about, like, you don't make money off of TikTok clout. Also, repeat dosage. I thought everyone knew repeated Tylenol use will hurt your liver. I mean, a lot of people, but again, this is one of those like Flintstones vitamin things. Like she said, it's been an over-the-counter medication for so long that people just have it. They have it in droves. They don't think there's any sort of downside to it because they grew up their whole life popping 2 pills and feeling better. So why would I be worried about a problem? Oh, man. The internet may have been a bad idea. Oh, really, you think? Don't worry about the baby, Johnny. There are tons of tards living kick-ass lives. There are tons of tards living kick-ass lives, dude. Yeah, but here's where I worry about the baby return trip. The baby has to make it there first. Fucking months upon months in a NICU. God damn.
I'm just like I don't even have words for this because it's such a waste of life. It's such a waste of life. Like this was a preventable situation. This situation didn't even have to exist. It wasn't like she woke up and was in a car accident, a freak car accident.
No, but what if she woke up and she were fat and now we can give her a pill that makes her white? Wait, what? How did that lady's analogy go? I've got to clip that lady later.
Or something fell off a building and killed her. She willfully did this herself. So I don't know. What are you?
Mr. Q saying if the kid is born and lives, it will have liver and kidney problems. Possibly. It's literally, it happened. It happened so early on that there is a potential that the kid could evolve out of it, but there could be also just as likely ongoing issues as a result of it. It's like she said, it's a waste of life. It's horrible. It's horrible. It did not need to be a thing. This is a really weird tangent. Thank you for that information. I've got the FBI investigating the shooter of the Dallas ICE facility, talking about what they had on Fox.
I can confirm it.
Confirming what they have for information. I don't know that we care too much about this, so I'll get into that in a minute. I wonder if the father of the baby is a lefty as well, and this changes them to be a Trump supporter. I would hate that, Sandy Squatch. You shouldn't be changing your viewpoints or your opinions based on your wife doing a TikTok challenge. Here's what I would hope. I would hope the fucker looks into shit. Look, I don't want anyone to support or hate Trump because of a TikTok challenge. Like, you should support the ideals. If it took this to change his, if his ideals were this easily swayed that all it took was his wife pulling this stupid stunt to him completely changing his political perspective, we've got a problem. What's Big Tits mad about? Says Fallen the Great. Who, me? Or the last Big Tits? She was, the last Big Tits was mad about the kid, the whole thing. I'd question my decision making if my wife lost her life to that. Right? I would question my decision making. Like, I thought this person, like, I wouldn't, I can't imagine myself being in that situation because I'd like to think I'd never be with a partner who would choose. Again, it's not the belief of Donald Trump being wrong and Tylenol being fine for pregnancies. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a partner who would choose in that moment, believing that Donald Trump and RFK are wrong and that Tylenol is fine, that it's completely okay to massively overdose on Tylenol for TikTok clout to prove Donald Trump wrong. That's the one I would have a problem with. But yeah, that's how the CIA creates shooter phenotypes. They only need 23 weeks in the womb, easier to condition. So you're saying is this guy's going to be big in about 20 years. All right. All right. Dear Lord. All right, so this is what we know about the ICE facility. We'll get into that. See, was it Rusty or King Kong Dong? I don't remember who. Doesn't even matter. Los Federales picking up the torch. Breaking news: ICE victims being kept on ice after the ICE assault on ICE members. Yeah, it's remarkably accurate. Tide Pods were before TikTok. Vaccines cause autism was a correlation too. They all have crazy eyes. You can see them run. Pregnant woman chooses murder/suicide for clicks and views. Pretty much. Acetaminophen sounds like a bad way to go out. It is. Antidote to what? Retardation? No, the antidote to overdosing on acetaminophen. It needs to be administered quickly and right away. Otherwise, you are screwed. LOL, the libs are owning MAGA by themselves, jeopardizing their unborn children. Again, they're not. Back in dinosaur days when I got pregnant with my first child, my doctor told me not to take Tylenol. I thought it was common practice not to take it during pregnancy. Ivy's mom didn't take Tylenol during pregnancy. So the taking Tylenol during pregnancy is the thing I didn't know about. Guys need to say more during pregnancy. No more free abortion. Wow. Where did Trump touch them? He didn't, but not saying he's 100% innocent, but what did he do to these weirdos? It's not that he did anything. It's, again, their actions to go this far. It's not the beliefs. It's how far they take it. I was told as a father of 3 kids, don't let her take anything that can't be remedied naturally. That's a fairly healthy way to go at it. You had 3 kids, so I can't disagree with the logic. I've been in that position with a significant other for over 10 years. A brain fungus, cognitive dissonance is a real physical ailment. For a mother to prove a point over having a baby, what is that family really doing there? That is a good question. Why does everybody shooting have engraved shell casings? It's not easy to engrave them. These ones aren't engraved. These are not engraved shell casings. They wrote on them with like a pen.
At this time that the FBI is investigating this incident as an act of targeted violence. It is unfortunately just the most recent example we've seen of targeted violence. To include here in North Texas, where back on July 4th, we saw a coordinated attack carried out against an immigration detention center in Alvarado, Texas. What I can also share...
Remember, guys, because we're arresting people who aren't here legally, we should totally shoot those cops. It's weird. Dude, could you imagine if all of us reacted to the fucking COVID lockdowns this way? Like, oh, I guess it's time to start popping cops because they want us to lock down and sit inside because of this coronavirus. Like, right. No, we were supposed to sit down, shut up, and obey the government. So when the government does something you don't like, you get to open fire. Because again, I remember a couple of years of the government doing things that I don't like that I barely said it was wrong. Let alone did anything like physically attack police officers enforcing said laws.
With you is that early evidence that we've seen from rounds that were found near the suspected shooter contain messages that are anti-ICE in nature. Again, this is just the most recent example of this type of attack. This will be a whole of government response. There will be no resource not utilized to bring all those individuals who are responsible to bring.
I heard a rumor that Jimmy Kimmel tried to paint this guy as a MAGA person too, and I really hope that's not true because no offense, No MAGA person just shooting up an ICE facility unless he's pissed that they're not going fast enough. Am I in time for the sponge bath party? Says Mikey Two Mugs. It's the perfect time, baby. Welcome to the show. We have got a half hour left. We're on tomorrow's goal. So if you throw anything on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, all those, it all goes to tomorrow. I'll check the Venmo and the PayPal here quick, make sure we're not missing anybody. We've got some animal stories and stuff we might want to switch to here pretty soon, just because it's been really heavy. It's been serious. Although I got some nice stuff I think I need to clip out. If you're going to write something on bullets, it should have been Arnold Mr. Freeze quotes. Why would... But on the bullets? Because Mr. Freeze didn't use... He used a freeze... You know what? It's my fault for trying to figure that out. Breaking news, animal style, in and out, in and out. Animal style, in and out. Nice. I like it. All right, that's the end of that. We don't have a whole lot of updates on that person. I think we have like a name and some info. Let's see. Let's see. The assassin was on a rooftop across from the ICE detention facility, shot 3 immigrant detainees, and then ended up shooting himself. So wait a minute. You had anti-ICE messages on the bullets, but you shot the detainees. All right, if nothing else, I would think that like MAGA and right-wing people should demand that this guy is not one of theirs solely so they can go, look, we're not that look, we're at least going to hit our target. The guy is like, hey, I disagree with ICE, so you know how I'm going to help these illegal immigrants? By ending their lives. That I no offense, buddy. I really don't think that got the result you were looking for. Again, and what's the argument for him being anti-ICE, but also right-wing pro-MAGA? They weren't going fast enough? Like, again, I'm confused how we're putting these lines together. The FBI is investigating the incident as an act of targeted violence. Yep, we know that. God. Kash Patel in his chronic, I will share absolutely everything I can except the Epstein list, because I'm sweeping that one under the rug for the administration, shared this photo. As we all know, these bullets on this little storage thing here, these obviously have to be the bullets that the shooter involved in the incident used. This couldn't possibly be planted evidence put here specifically for Kash Patel to shoot a photo. Was Frozen or Elsa there? Why would they be? The Ice Age, says Jelly for the Smelly. In the Sally Port, 2 dead, 1 injured. What? What are we talking about, Mr. Q? See, now I have to like read through the chat. Is that where it happened? Again, I'm not quite sure where it happened. I just know it's a Dallas, Texas ICE facility. Killing 1, wounding several others before the shooter supposedly took themselves out. Oh my God, they did! According to Jimmy Kimmel and Matthew Dodd's logic, it's some MAGA supporter shooting in... Oh wait, no, maybe they're just making a... They're probably just making a Charlie Kirk joke. A bloody photo depicting the shooter after they took themselves out shows a bolt-action rifle potentially chambered in a .308 or a .30-06 round that took Charlie Kirk. I don't think I care about drawing a correlation to this and Charlie Kirk, but yeah. I got bad news for everybody who's like, no, it's the MAGA people. Like, no, this isn't a MAGA person. This is a white beta male. And that's fine. But like again, own it. Whereas we had a couple other pictures. I like, no offense, I don't see anything that's particularly politically assuaging, but his name is Joshua John, and he was arrested in the past for selling drugs. Uh-oh. A gaming account reportedly connected to Joshua shows a potential leaning into left-wing views that may have radicalized them. Oh, no. Did a background check on Joshua John, the ICE shooter in Dallas. The profile picture from his now wiped Facebook page, per the background check results, reveals Antifa and communist imagery. The profile video is of an armed communist with the hammer and sickle. The text reads, "Glorious exposition, comrade." He also has previous convictions for selling marijuana. That just proves that people on the right and left sell marijuana. That's one of those where, yeah, and sometimes people walk. Congratulations. So, guys, remember, he was a MAGA supporter. If you just look up his... I mean, we can't even script it better at this point. Oh, dear Lord. He opened fire at that part of the detention center where they were in the Sally Port, where they transfer them. Okay. I didn't know that. This all comes back to the fact that those of us on the right wing don't commit violence. We only react to it. It's up to God to judge those demons, but if you poke the bear enough, good luck. Take my gun. I've got 20 more where that came from, says Rusty Grammar. Here's what I'll say. I'm not even saying the violence part. I'm just saying I'm seeing a lot of people on one side of the political spectrum losing their shit and literally going to stupid town. Like, you know what? I'm going to, like, again, we got the guy shooting at the ABC station. We got this guy. We got the guy shooting at Charlie Kirk. We got the lady with the Ozempic thing. Like, so many of you people just go to Crazyville. The lady who took the pills to kill her baby and herself. Like, again, to Crazyville because of this guy. Now, I am, again, going to, there are people who like, I'm going to point and laugh at any of these people still standing in 4 years when Trump just packs up his ball and goes home. And spoiler alert, we're in the exact same boat that we're in now because the whole thing's a game and we're not playing. We're getting played. That's where I land with it. It's just, dear Lord. All right, so let's get rid of that. The Dallas sniper thing. We did that one already. We covered the White House one. I'm not going to do the Australian kindergartner thing. That we'll save that one for another time. So let's clear these off of here. Boop. It's crazy. We only got like 20 minutes left, so let's grab a couple of other things to do. Oh, we've got the video with the rapper about that. I don't know. We'll talk about Greta Thunberg, removed from flotilla leadership. We'll go with Megyn Kelly facing off with a college kid. We'll grab that video, that one, and this one, and that should be...
It's the backs!
Oh, dear Lord, that was way too loud. I apologize. Trucker 82, I call him Crash Patel. Why Crash Patel? Dysphilia, pasta, and lasagna don't get any of you. I don't understand. So, is Vanilla on the speakers? Vanilla what? Nice stripper clip, says Mr. Q. I had a stripper clip? He opened fire at that part of the detention center. I don't trust Cash Patel. He crashed my dreams about doing his job, says Mr. Q. That's actually very, very funny. That's very, very funny. All right, I don't know why this one's full screened. I'm not ready to do that yet. We'll play that out. Just because that's funny. We're skipping you. That's the store. So, breaking, not breaking news. Greta Thunberg is no longer in charge of the leadership flotilla protesting Israel. They kicked her off. We have a video here. I don't know how much of this covers. If this doesn't cover enough, we'll go back to the written story. Let's, oh God, it's just 6 seconds, so never mind. Anyways, you might be asking, I don't pay attention to Greta Thunberg. What the heck are you talking about? Oh, we're talking about this. Greta Thunberg and her friends are hanging out, and I don't think that's Greta Thunberg. If it is, she's looking a lot better lately. They're just hanging out on a boat. They've got a bunch of supplies, and they're supposedly going to deliver them to Palestine. But they've been blockaded by Israel, because duh, Israel's been starving them out forever. They're not going to let you break that rule now because you got a boat. And so Greta Thunberg, classic attention whore, jumped in to lead the flotilla. Climate activist Greta Thunberg was removed from the Global Samud Flotilla's steering committee last week, and the mission spokesperson left the Gaza-bound vessels amid a reorientation of communication priorities. Thunberg, who joined a previous run of the Israeli naval blockade around Gaza in June with the Madeleine, appeared on the GSF's website as part of its leadership committee until at least last Sunday. A manifesto which has a correspondent aboard of the flotilla vessels reported on Tuesday that Thunberg was seen dragging her suitcase along a Tunis dock to transfer from the steering committee flagship family to another vessel, the Alma. So in other words, they kicked her out. We don't have any other videos on it. Fuck. I hope I made her walk the plank. Dude, they made her go to a different boat. And this is the thing. Like, she did this, I'm guessing, this is entirely my tinfoil fat conspiracy theory. I'm guessing she did this so that way she can just leave. The whole her being involved thing was a thing, and now she's gotten all of the smoke she can from that. She needs to go find her new cause. She needs to go find her new photo op, because that's all she ever does. She doesn't ever risk anything. She doesn't ever do or change anything. She just shows up to steal the photo op. I don't even know why, but it's become her life, being the photo op. And so now she needs to go get a new one. I hope she gets to meet those fun pirate people. She won't. They won't. Dude, I know you're not a Greta Thunberg fan, but if you're hoping for ill reception for Greta Thunberg, the best chance you have is that Israel once again accidentally attacks civilian vessels. Accidentally attacks their allies. It's always an accident when they do something that's completely unacceptable. So it'll be an accident this time too. Her boat took a detour to North Sentinel Island, R.I.P. That's one hell of a detour, but that would be funny. Like, the North Sentinel Island people show up with their spears, they hit her in like the leg, and she just looks down and looks up. How dare you? So yeah, I don't really care much more about this. Greta Thunberg's out. And like I said, I can tell from looking at the rest of you guys, very, very, very upset about that. I'm sorry. We can't fix this. We can't change this. It's just the way it is. So I have a Turning Point USA video because I can't avoid this stuff. It's happening everywhere. Because of Charlie Kirk and what happened, a lot of Turning Point USA events got sprouted up in places, and they got people to join them. Megyn Kelly was one of those people. Now, Megyn Kelly's on a stage, and Megyn Kelly claimed Charlie Kirk is a friend, whether real or not. We have, again, this weird, and this is the other part that bothers me. The group that their crazy people are espousing the violence and committing the violence. The group that, you know, the left-leaning people are the ones that are blowing shit up right now, shooting shit, whatever. But they keep wanting to draw lines like, well, the whole reason Charlie Kirk got assassinated was because of Donald Trump. And again, unless your argument is because we didn't get our way, we decided violence was okay, that Donald Trump link doesn't make sense. Because, again, people voted for Donald Trump. Anyways, let's go to Megyn Kelly, and then we'll do some, like, fun animal shit.
A president who contributes to the rhetoric that got your friend Charlie killed. We saw his rally recently. He said...
Contribute to the rhetoric. God, I want to let her answer on this one, too. But, dude, contribute to the rhetoric. The left have been the ones saying that who called Donald Trump a threat to democracy? It wasn't Fox News. It wasn't Donald Trump. Donald Trump didn't go, I'm a threat to democracy. No. You guys did that. Who decided to shoot at Donald Trump because he was a threat to democracy? It wasn't MAGA America. Randy Routh was not a MAGA American. Again, like, it's fine to say, just say the truth. Like, the problem is you guys, like, didn't learn when we started getting violent that we would keep getting violent. So when will you admit that it's your fault for not cowering like a bitch? No, we stood up to you and we said no, and we voted against you, and we won. That's how that went.
I hate my enemies.
Again, the people doing the shooting were not on Donald Trump's side. They were not Donald Trump. Donald Trump didn't get shot by MAGA people. He can say he hates his enemies. The news called Donald Trump a threat to democracy. People who ran against him called him a threat to democracy. You know what? I'll let her answer it.
Stephen Miller said similar things. How can you support him when he contributed to what got Charlie killed?
I would like to, before she continues, I'd like to congratulate a man of such small stature carrying such a big shoehorn, because to be able to squeeze that puppy on, oh dear Lord.
Assumes facts, not evidence. What you said is not true.
70% of political violence is committed by Republicans.
70? Can I see some of it, please? I'm sick of this. 70% of political violence is committed by Republicans. One, even if we include January 6th, that's not 70%. I have been doing this show for years. I do not have these stories. Where are they? I go looking on the left. I go looking on the right. I catch shit for both sides for checking right-wing sources, left-wing sources. I don't have these stories of political violence perpetrated by the right. I don't have them. I can't find them on legit news sources. I can't find them on fringe news sources. So I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but as a retarded person who talks out of his ass in his basement, I have done the fucking research to say you are wrong.
Okay.
Look it up.
Oh God, the whole group. Look it up. I've been looking it up. We don't have any facts for this. Can I? Megyn is 54 and looks like that. Oh yeah, dude. Megyn Kelly is legit smoke show for her age. Like, absolutely. But anyhow, these people are all yelling.
That's not
DOJ just pulled it. The DOJ just pulled it from their website.
They just pulled it from their website. And we can believe that because he said so. Oh,
DOJ
dear.
just pulled the study from their website because they're delusional.
That's not true, because
they just pulled it. Look it up.
Once you pull
DOJ pulled it from their website.
Once you pull the crazies out of there, it is overwhelmingly left-wing violence.
Google it.
We have had
every single person in the audience. Google it right now.
You know, this is how we get here. So first of all, let me take on the first part of it, the premise of your question, that it was President Trump's rhetoric that led to an assassin killing our friend Charlie Kirk. That's a blatant lie. It's a defamatory blaspheme, and it's inappropriate in this setting.
That's not what I said.
We know.
That is no. That's not what I said. All right, so we're here at the R, so we'll go back. That's not what I said.
Why you support a president who contributes to the rhetoric that got your friend Charlie killed?
Okay, I'm sorry, buddy. That's literally what you said. See, this is where, do you realize whoever you are, Empire Records, do you realize that you are the worst example of your side, and if you care about your side, you're doing them no favors just by being public, because you're making an ass of yourself.
Yes, it is.
No, I said he contributed to the political atmosphere
No, you said he contributed. You said he directly contributed to the rhetoric that got your friend Charlie killed. And again, if that's true and you're operating on that, then so did all of the people who said Donald Trump is a clear and present danger and threat to democracy. That's the same rhetoric. I'm sorry, but it's the same.
Well, then you have no.
Anyways, I don't want to. Jesus Christ, this is. Oh, right. Anyways.
Then your point is utterly empty. Contributing to the atmosphere. This guy was, no, let's just make clear. This guy was motivated by leftist ideology. We know it from the bullet casings. We know it from the Utah governor. We know it from his own mother. Yes.
We know it from his own mother. Again, I like how he goes, no, that's not. See, this is my point. Where is this getting us? This guy will never believe that. This woman is owning him. She is owning him. But more importantly, I feel like King Kong Dong, while she's doing a great job, let's not ignore how much he's owning himself by blatantly ignoring shit, repeating lies, and when confronted with falsehoods, just no. Lying about what he said literally 2 seconds ago. But I can understand that for one reason. I, too, fire from the hip. And when you fire from the hip in a real moment, it's hard to remember everything you said because it hasn't been prepared. It hasn't been rehearsed. You don't commit it to memory because all you're thinking about is reacting, firing from the hip and going. So that's how I relate to him going like, no, I didn't say that. I said it. And he had to think about it. What did I say? And in that moment, he realized he did say exactly that. Like, again, buddy, I can't speak. We rewound the clip. You said it word for word, my friend. 4:20 Central Time. Oh, I missed 4:20. I'm a horrible pothead, Wild Saffron. Thank you for reminding me. All right. I'm going to play this a little bit more. Again, this is Megyn Kelly at Turning Point, just literally serving a dude who's serving himself. Like, that's the funny part. This dude's serving himself with he'll state something and anything that conflicts it just, no. You just said blah, blah, blah. No, I didn't. Like, yeah, you did.
We do. Let's be really clear on.
Oh, and by the way, in case you can't tell, buddy, you are in a hostile environment because most of these people do not agree with you.
Even if that's true, so then you're saying because, let's say this guy's a leftist, even if that's true, does that make it okay for the sitting president of the United States to incite violence against liberals?
Where is the violence happening? You know who burned down the Teslas? The liberals. You know who shot at Donald Trump? The liberals. You know who shot at Charlie Kirk? The liberals. And this is if we're going off of the established story, which I don't entirely believe. I do believe we could trace this back to a word that begins with J, but maybe another time. Again, like inciting violence against liberals. Nobody's inciting violence against liberals. The guy that shot the ICE facility was not a MAGA Republican. And those liberals were illegal aliens. So even then, we don't have violence against liberals. We have violence against illegal immigrants committed by, again, inciting violence. If he's inciting it, I got to say this, you better be afraid. Because if he's inciting it, it ain't happened yet. So there's a backlash a-coming. Who burnt Minneapolis to a crisp after George Floyd? Right, King Kong Dong? I'm sorry. I'm a couple of minutes north of there. I remember that whole summer. It wasn't the political right that burnt down Minneapolis. Nobody called for violence if George Floyd's murderer wasn't convicted guilty on the right. That was all the left. And you could say that they've incited political violence. Fine. Every amount of political violence they've incited has been on the left. The weird part for me is your disassociation of it. So you immediately go to just because this person was left, that makes it okay for Donald Trump didn't call for any violence against leftists. He named Antifa a terrorist organization, which again, if you saw how they operated in Minneapolis to burn down the city, I would hope that would be called a terrorist organization, regardless of whether they call themselves anti-fascist or not. I would hope any group of people that organizes to fight the police and the system and endanger people's lives and burn down the city, I would hope that that government would call them a terrorist organization because what they do is incite terror. Mr. Q. Hell, Johnny was close enough to see the smoke signals. Are you kidding me, Mr. Q? It's the only reason I wore a mask.
The President of the United States has not accepted violence against liberals. The President of the United States made a joke at the Charlie Kirk Memorial, which was funny and self-deprecating.
Yeah. Again, that's how far they've gone. The president's self-own about, Charlie Kirk, great person. He says, I forgive my enemies. I don't do that. I don't forgive my enemies. I don't forgive my enemies. Again, Donald Trump saying, I don't forgive my enemies. Donald Trump quintessentially going, oh, we lost the great man, Charlie Kirk. I'm a piece of shit. I'm a horrible piece of shit. Charlie wasn't. I'm a horrible piece of shit. And that's inciting violence? Oh my God, it's so annoying. Charlie Kirk was much better at this. This is like watching a cop who is bad at de-escalating. Right, she's horrible at this, but she's a filler. She's a filler. She has points, but you're right. She's horrible at this. She's angry. I don't want to keep doing it. We got 5 minutes left in the show. Let's do some more fun stuff. That kid made a horrible example of his argument and his side. In fact, if we wanted to put it in an analogous like video, this would be this area in the footage that we have here would be his argument. Here's how it went when faced with his performance with Megyn Kelly. Oh, damn, I thought it was going to show... I thought this was going to show a... This is supposed to show a city, like, opening, like a manhole opening, or like a crater opening up. Is it going to take 2 minutes? Aw, I killed my analogy. Oh, wait, there we go. There we go. Guys, we're not being dragged into hell. This is just a city collapsing in on itself. That's a nice beat, though. Up, there it goes. There it goes. You guys better run. We found a sinkhole. Everybody's backing up. I like this person who's moving the cones. Doesn't give two shits. We're fine. What are we going to do? Bikes are like, I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm going to go ahead and say that's a sewer main. Is that a sewer main? I don't know what it is, but you better hope it's not a water main because, baby, she's a leaking. Dear Lord, it's still going. How big a hole do we have? Oh, my God. How does this happen? Where the fuck is the squirrel, says Fallen the Great. The squirrel story is from Long Island, and it's an article. I don't have a video story, so I really didn't want to do an aggressive squirrel story. I did have a video about an orange lobster getting released. Fallen saying that's poo. Well, thank God it's going down. That's the widest tie hole I've ever seen. Thank you. Who is that? Taste Fairy? Taste Fairy, you're awesome. Thank you so much. How big of a hole? How big of a hole, all your mother? I'm not quite sure how that works. I think we're missing a word. Whoa. Dude, like the shit water's just washing it all down. Yeah. I've got another minute and a half of these guys just chilling to like lo-fi beats, watching just again the ground give way. It's also opened up all the way to here and all the way over here. This. I don't want to say we live in end times, but did this stuff ever happen before? Here, I'm just gonna do this. I don't even want to know. Player, there we go. Did this dude ever happen before? This is bad. Aw, dang it. I hope for orange lobster then. I mean, we can try and grab. Yeah, dude, it's still going. It's just, oh dear, oh, there goes even more. Oh, dude, if you there better not be anybody in that truck. Those cones are going. We don't have enough of a barricade. Oh, we're gonna lose that truck. That truck is gone. Oh yeah. I hope you've got insurance. Dude, the place is just sinking. It's just sinking into itself. Car go down the hole. That's because they've been rebuilding on top of the ruins of the city for the last 5,000 years. But, like, when you see this happening, it doesn't look like there's a whole bunch of ruins under here. It's just continuing. It's just sinking in. This place is leaning heavily. Oh my lord. Yeah. Montezuma must be pissed. This is falling the crate. Or Lexi. Yeah. Dude, it's still just sinking in. It's just going down. Okay? Can't believe that truck survived. Yeah, the miracle of this, God left that truck a ledge, because otherwise that puppy is done. We start losing, like, I was going to do the animal videos. We'll get them tomorrow, I promise. I'll move them up to the first hour. We'll move everything forward before we add anything new. But yeah, dude, I thought the truck is going. I want to see where this is going. We're going a few minutes late. Charlie Kirk to be put on U.S. currency on the new GOP bill if passed. Yeah, I highly doubt that. I also wouldn't be in favor of that. I don't think we should put Charlie Kirk on the money, but whatever. I guess what did Israel say? It's their money, right? The truck's gonna make it! The truck's gonna make it! I'm calling it now. The truck's gonna make it. The truck's gonna make it. Somebody get in there and put that puppy in reverse. God's trying to save a Toyota. Come on. I also want to say the running water probably not helping things. And thank God nobody was in this, because if you fell in when that happened, oh, are you done? Taste Fairy, wasn't Harriet Tubman supposed to be on like the $20 bill like 20 years ago? And that would make a lot more sense than I would say Charlie Kirk. Yeah, but they have subways and tunnels everywhere. It's Bangkok. It's more people than Canada in one town. It's because they all Bangkok. All right, so it looks like it... Oh, nope. All right. It seems like that's where it stops. No, it isn't. I called it too soon. Oh, dear. Oh, we're losing this whole side of the street. Somebody please move that poor pickup truck. Wait. Oh, everybody in this apartment building just lost power. Oh. All right, yeah, they've got a lot of people. They've got subways and shit. That doesn't explain this. This is literally like God opening the earth and just us falling into it. Yeah, Tubbs was gonna be on the 20. Well, why didn't they keep her on the 20? Gives new meaning to judo. I don't get it. So it's a giant hole in Bangkok. Yeah, there's a giant hole in Bangkok. And honestly, I'm saying it now. This looks like manufactured with how perfect this is like this. There's got to be something under here. Because again, this is almost shaped like a perfect rectangle, and everything else has gone out. but this snaggletooth of asphalt. And if we lose this truck, I have never had such an emotional journey with an abandoned vehicle. Hang in there, Toyota. Dude, is it me or is it the camera or is that building fucking moving? Nope, that's stuff. That's stuff. That is stuff. All right, we're not going to get anything else. That's it. That's the video. God dang it. The truck made it. The truck made it. Whew. I am so glad the truck made it. Fanatical Buck says, fan says, in Florida, sinkholes open up every time it rains hard. So then that's what this is. It's just it rained and it opened up a sinkhole. It's crazy. I don't know who you're asking for it to be. Sorry. All right, yeah. Anyways, so there we go. We actually ran a little long with that. The truck happened to be on the only support structure. Apparently, but the truck made it falls. God gets pissed. Someone said that's the police station, not an apartment. That's even worse. Now the cops can't get into the police station. Taste Fairy. The building look like they on stilts. Worth it. Have a good night, everyone. See you tomorrow if Johnny's on. Oh, no. Johnny's on tomorrow. We're back tomorrow. We made a bunch of funding today to cut into tomorrow's goal. So we'll see if we can squeak out that 55 tomorrow. If you're watching later and you want to support on Streamlabs, Venmo, PayPal, they're pinned in the chats. I don't know. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, blah, 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 Rumble Rants. It all counts, and we say thank you. We've been Johnny. You've been an audience. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go hang out with my daughter because that earlier story really bummed me out. I'm going to have to work on clipping some stuff up tonight. I also have a raid tonight that I got to figure out if I'm doing, and so lots to do. So you guys take care of yourselves. We're going to vamoose because, or vamise. Oh, that's right. It's moose, not meese.
Hey world, what should we do? All the jokes have become the news. Take the black pill they're prescribed.